Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's go. And we are on. Hey, guys. How you going? So now, BK Sport. I hope you are ready for a belter to round off for 2025. This is the last rugby league game of 2025. It's been a long year. It's been a great year. We saw the Broncos obviously win the premiership, and we saw plenty of different things happening, which was just a fantastic year overall. But this is going to be the Beast de la Resistance. It is going to be fantastic. New Zealand versus Samoa. Samoa with their first chance ever of a major international trophy. If they win this game here today, it is going to potentially, as you would have seen on yesterday's video, where I did a full preview, which I'm about to do now anyway, I did a full preview and my analysis of what I think is going to be happening here today. But as you saw on yesterday's video, I think if Samoa do win this game, there is a genuine chance that we could see a tinkering, or we should see a tinkering, to the tiering system and to the way that it is adjudicated. Because currently speaking, if Samoa won this game here in the Pacific Cup, and then they won the World Cup, for example, next year, they would actually still be a Tier 2 team, because the tiers are more so about the youth systems and the grassroots and development and financials and all that kind of jazz. It's more about telling us how the country is situated financially overall and growth-wise, rather than a results-based system, which is what you see with, say, rugby union, where the best team is on top, the second best team is in second, and it's more results-based and who they're playing. Rugby league is very difficult to do that because of the fact that, you know, we are there's a lot less overall quality on the international stage. There's a lot less quality in regards to competition-wise across the world in rugby league. But I do think that if Samoa was to win this and then say go on, well, if Samoa wins this, it would be weird to say that a Tier 2 team in Samoa has just beaten a Tier 1 team in New Zealand to win their first major international trophy. They beat England a couple of years back. Now, granted, they did lose to England last year when they went over for their 2 or 3 game series and they lost all of their games. But overall, you know, you're not always going to win those games, but they have beaten England, which is a Tier 1 nation. And then they would have beaten New Zealand here today, for example. And it would just be weird to call them a Tier 2 team when they are beating out teams that are in the Tier 1. So I feel like, look, it's a very big conversation to have. It would just adjust the overall how tiers are situated, and it wouldn't necessarily be about financials and grassroots and whatnot. But that is a whole conversation if Samoa win today, because if they don't, well, guess what? New Zealand, they'll be back to being champions after a couple of years. They had a disastrous 2024 Pacific Cup where they lost 25-24 to Tonga, and they lost to Australia, meaning they had to play Papua New Guinea in the promotion relegation game. Now, they did away with them, scored like 50 points, but just being in that game and losing, especially with what Tonga's done this year, but just being in that game would have been super disappointing for them. So, look, they're looking to bounce back and get the trophy back after a couple of years, while Samoa are looking to get their first international trophy ever. It is going to be an absolute rips and order, lads. So let's get into the 2-team lineups. The game starts in about 50 minutes' time, so we've got plenty of time to talk with you guys in the chat. Get your comments going, get your predictions going. Let us know who you are supporting. I'm going to go through the 2-team lineups here, give you my thoughts, give you my rundown, go into the points for, points against, and then we'll get into the chat, see what you are saying. So hit that like button, subscribe if you are new around here. We are on our way to 40K. I think we're only about 1,200 subscribers away now from 40,000. So if you haven't subscribed yet, we're here for every single damn well game. So absolutely smash it in. And tomorrow, I'm actually going to be putting out a video about 5 p.m. AEDT, where we are going to discuss more of what the international season has been like and how I feel it should be better. Because right now, it's feeling a little bit repetitive. I know Samoa have a chance to win it, but if they don't win it, it's very much repetitive. It is very repetitive, especially that Pacific Bowl. That Pacific Bowl has been done and dead with Papua New Guinea, Fiji, and Cook Islands. You know, we need to see something fresh and something new there, and I don't know how they do it, but we'll talk about that more on tomorrow's video. But all right, let's get into these 2-team lineups. So the New Zealand Kiwis, they are the home team today, because they came in first in the group stage, whilst Samoa, they come in second position. Now, this is at Commbank Stadium in Sydney, and the Kiwis are the favourites for this game. Now, the ins and outs, no shake at all about here for the Kiwis. Their fullback is Gold Coast Titans, Keano Kenny, with the wingers being Redcliffe Dolphins, Jermaine Asako, and Case McLean from the Penrith Panthers. You go to the centres of Matty Tomoko from the Raiders and Charles Nicholl-Klokstad from the Warriors. You go to the 5'8", which is Dylan Brown from, not the Eels, from the Newcastle Knights now. And the halfback is Kieran Foran, who was Gold Coast Titans. This is actually his final ever game in rugby league. What a servant to the game that Kieran Foran has been. So unbelievable watching him over the years. this will be his final game, and it'd be great to see him get a send-off with potentially a try and then also the Pacific Cup. You go to the front row forwards of James Fisher-Harris, the captain from the Warriors, and Moses Leota from the Penrith Panthers. And then you go to the number 9, Phoenix Crossland, the hooker from the Newcastle Knights. Go to the back row, Britton Nakora from the Cronulla Sharks and Isaiah Papali'i from the Penrith Panthers. And then the 13 is Joseph Tarpany from the Canberra Raiders. Go to the interchange of Tamati Martin from the Warriors, Nafahu White from the Roosters, Aaron Clark from the Warriors, and Xavier Willison from the Broncos, with Scotty Sorensen as the 18th man replacement. Now, as I said on yesterday's video, I actually think this is a better team than what New Zealand had when they originally played Samoa back in round 1 of the Pacific Cup, where they won 24-18. Now, it's a very difficult one to talk about here because it's very complex. I thought Samoa actually probably should have won that game, because they had about 3, 4, potentially even 5 blown, real guaranteed opportunities of tries. When they actually equal it up to 18-18, they had a chance to take the lead, and I think it was Blaze Talungi who just threw that ball just that little bit too hard into someone who was running through, and it would have been a try to the post for them to lead 24-18. And I don't think they handed up once that happens. Instead, they knock the ball on. New Zealand end up scoring, and they win 24-18. So for mine, I genuinely believed that Samoa had the better of the chances, and if it was the same team Samoa, same team New Zealand, I probably would have actually just straight up gone with Samoa, thinking that they are the better team, especially after another go at it where they beat Tonga last week. But for mine, this New Zealand team is better. You know, they've changed Chance Newell-Clocks out of that fullback. He's gone to the centre. You've got Keanu Kinney, the fullback there, who, look, I'm a Gold Coast Titans fan. Keanu's an unbelievable player. He really is. You know, he was able to beat out AJ Brimson, who's the English fullback, and he's able to beat out Jaden Campbell, who were guaranteed gun fullbacks for the Titans, and push them into other positions because he's that good. That's how good Keanu's been. People might forget about him because this year he has been injured for the majority of the year. Only played maybe 1, maybe 2 games. Definitely the Tigers game, but a couple of games at the end of the season for the Gold Coast Titans. And then now he obviously had a crusher the other week as well. So, look, I'm really, really excited about Keanu Kinney getting into that fullback position. And I do think that Chance to the centres, a big body, Matty Tomoko, already a very solid centre alongside him. And that backline is really strong. Casey McLean pushes out from that centre to the wing. Gee whiz, what a try he scored against Samoa in that first game. Just the strength that he had on him. I think that the only question marks that I would ask about this game for the Kiwis would be their halves. You know, Dylan Brown, obviously fantastic, but Kieran Foran, this is his final ever game. This guy puts it all on the line, and surely he's going to put everything that he possibly can into this game here today. But I hope that he's just able to maintain and keep consistent and keep everyone rolling. I'd love to see him have a primetime game. Like when we saw, wild comparison here, but when we saw Kobe Bryant go off on his final ever game, well, let's see Kieran Foran do that here today. But he is older. You know, in the NRL terminology, he is old. And it's going to be difficult against a really rampaging, red-hot Samoan team that are going for blood here. They're going for their first ever major international trophy and to really put themselves onto the main centre stage going into the 2026 World Cup. The World Cup is next year. We just saw the Cook Islands beat out South Africa to qualify. That is the final team. Everyone's locked in now. So for someone to beat New Zealand here, it would really put them onto the main centre stage as a highly competitive team when it comes to that World Cup. And they were actually in the grand final, the final in 2021 after beating England, right? So this New Zealand team is not going to have it all their way today. And Samoa should absolutely target Kieran Foran and his aging body because it is going to be very, very difficult for him. But this halves pairing on name can do the damn well job. They've been going well so far. Really need to see Dylan Brown stand up here today, and obviously Newcastle Knights fans would be cheering for that one because they need to see him have some good form coming into the comp next year for the Newcastle Knights. However, I don't believe it's the 7 Knights, and I will talk about that whenever it does come up there. But look, that back line is solid. I just need Kieran Foran to kind of hold his own and get the job done from his end. Not at an exceptional level, but just do the job at what we know Kieran Foran can do. The front row forwards and the forwards in general is absolutely spectacular. You know, they don't have Jerry Marshall-King in the number 9. They've got Phoenix Crossland in the 9 instead. But they're able to put Tamati Martin onto that 14 rather than Phoenix Crossland there. And I actually do like the combination of Phoenix Crossland and Tamati Martin a little bit more than what we saw in the first game, which was Jerry Marshall-King and Phoenix Crossland. I really do like the fact that Tamati Martin can, I guess, play in the 9 if it was really necessary, but he is able to cover more so of those halves rather than Crossland, who realistically is just straight up into that 9. So I do feel like you get a little bit more leeway across the team with Tamati Martin and Phoenix Crossland there. I do think Marshall-King has a little bit of a higher, well, The thing is with Crossland, he can be decent, like really decent, but he can also be really bad. And I don't see the in between. You just need to hold your own here realistically. He's not going to be incredible. He's not going to be the best hooker that you ever did see in your entire life, but he's going to do the job. But then there's also times when he is absolutely awful. So there is that to and fro there with people who do enjoy Crossland or don't, but just need, as like I said with Kieran Foran, just need him to hold his own today against this huge Samoan forward pack. And then, yeah, the 11, 12, 13 of Britt Nakora is Papali'i and Joseph Tarpany is just strong as. So overall, this is going to be a really strong New Zealand team. And based off of that week 1 game against Samoa, we did see that they dominated I would say overall, the momentum of the game. I would say they had a firm grasp on the game the entirety of the 80, but they weren't clinical in putting Samoa away, which is what they should have done better, which is why I looked down to Kieran Foran and Dylan Brown and say, I need to see you do more here today, because Samoa are going to push even harder than they did in that game, and maybe those passes do come off this time, and Samoa will get the job done. That's one of those halves to really turn up, but overall, New Zealand were the more consistent momentum dominating team in that 80. They just weren't able to put the tries on the board as much as they probably should have, and that's why Samoa lingered around and then had their chance to pounce and their opportunity to jump in, but it just didn't work out for them in the end. Now let's move over to Samoa's team. This is exciting. The ins and outs: Ata Mariota and Jaden Sewer, with the outs being Ati Valu Lisati and Jeremiah Nene. I'm just going to refresh this just to make sure this is the official lineup, because it does happen an hour beforehand. Yes, that is correct. So the fullback is Roger Tuivasa-Sheck from the New Zealand Warriors. The wingers are Brian To'o from the Panthers and Murray Taulagi from the Cowboys. The centers are Isaac Tungo from the Panthers and Dean Mariner from the Brisbane Broncos. Had a great year, Dean did. The 5'8" is Blaze Taulagi from the Panthers. The halfback is Jerome Luai, the captain from the West Tigers. Go to the front row forwards of Francis Molo from the Dolphins and Payne Haas from the Brisbane Broncos, potentially R360 after the rumours we heard yesterday. And then the number 9 is actually Benaya Uelu. He comes in from the Roosters. He comes in from the bench into the number 9. He was originally meant to be the 15. Go to the back row, Jaden Sewer, who's the Dragons, and Simi Sasangi from the Raiders, with the 13 being Junior Bolo from the Parramatta Squeals. Number 9 is Jazz Tavanga. And then we go to Shannon Harris, Tavita, Terrell May, and Josh Papali'i. Jazz Tavanga, he's still Manly, eh? I think he's still Manly, yeah? Harris Tavita, Warriors, Terrell May, Tigers, and Josh Papali'i from the Raiders, with Ata Mariota, 18th man replacement from the Canberra Raiders. So I was right in regards to what I was talking about yesterday, and who would probably get that 18th man despite, potential more so of a utility factor from other players. Look, this Samoa team, I do like the switch up from Jazz Tavanga to Benai Uelu in that hooker position. I do think a Uelu probably can create a bit more. Jazz Tavanga, he's a tough unit and he works hard, but he can come up with some mistakes and he can be a bit ill-disciplined. So Benai Uelu in there probably brings a bit more speed as well. I'm not actually too sure about Uelu's speed overall. He is still kind of a fresh and up-and-comer in the game. But I do like that switch. And then in regards to the back line, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, he knows what he's doing. He's won a Dally M fullback of the year. He's not that same form as he once was, but he has won a Dally M fullback of the year. The back line is just deadly. And people are going to underrate the likes of Isaac Tungo and Dean Mariner, and specifically the likes of Dean Mariner. Whilst Dean Mariner wasn't the guy who won the Broncos the premiership this year, he was absolutely a part of why they were a dominant force, and he was able to get plenty of tries, and he really was a huge part of that Brisbane Broncos lineup. You're going to look at guys like Reece Walsh and Adam Reynolds and Ezra Mam and the likes, but Dean Mariner was a huge part about why the Brisbane Broncos won that 2025 premiership. So please don't underrate him. He's a really, really strong player, and he's got a little bit of speed about him. And he's partnered up with Murray Taulagi there, who is an ex-Origin. Has he played Australia? I'm not too sure. I think he might have played one game Australia. Could be wrong. Let me know in the chat if I am mistaken there. But he is partnered up with a really, really solid winger there overall. And both the other side is the Panthers duo of Brian To'o and Isaac Tungo. So look, absolutely spectacular back five. And the biggest question marks, again, for Samoa, same thing we just said with New Zealand, is the halves. Blaze Taulagi, fresh, up-and-comer, got a lot of raps about him. He's at the Panthers, was at the Eels, if I'm not mistaken, and he's partnered up with Jerome Luai, who is experienced, but I still believe, I'm still wholeheartedly strong behind the thought process that he is a 5'8". And before anyone says, 5'8" and halfback is basically the same position, I disagree. 5'8" for mine is a floater. It's a aroma, energetic, kind of just creating that X-factor plays, whilst the halfback whilst they can create those expected plays, it's more about stabilising and controlling the game. And for mine, I just see Jerome Luai as that number 6, and I've said that all throughout the season long for the Tigers as well, and we're probably going to see Latu Fainu come in and play that 7, I would probably say, and Luai go back to the 6, but we'll have to wait and see there. But overall, it is just a bit of an eclectic mix here. It's an interesting one to see if it's going to be able to pan out, because I do feel like the halves were a little bit underwhelming when it came to that first game. The second game against Tonga, they were pretty good overall, but look, there's just a bit of an unease about it for mine, and we still just need to see it work out here today. And they're going up against the Kiwis team where we're having the same kind of questions on different levels, but similar questions in regards to can these halves work together and get it going. Kiwis on a Kieran Foran is a lot older now. There's going to be a lot of high energy, high pace, just frenetic energy about this game. Whilst for Samoa, there is a lot less experience there, and a player that I believe is playing in a different position to where he probably should be in the halves, but we'll have to wait and see. In the forwards, though, Payne has obviously just absolutely dominates those forwards. And then in the back row, it is a little bit interesting to see them going up against Britain Nakora and Isaiah Papali'i. I had a comment yesterday. I was saying that Simi Sasangi, I don't know what position he plays, because sometimes he'll play in the back row. Sometimes he'll play in the 5/8, as we saw for the Canberra Raiders this year. I think I've even seen him in the 9 at one point. I think I've even seen him in the centre at one point. I don't know what position this guy plays. He can pop up randomly, like just truly just out of nowhere, somewhere over the rainbow. I don't kind of know. He just ends up being sometimes in the right place at the right time, which is why he scored a couple of tries. Sometimes he can be solid. Sometimes he can be ill-disciplined. It is going to be interesting to see him go up against these back rowers of Nakora and Isaiah Papali'i, and it is a big loss there of Jeremiah Nene, who was having a great game against Tonga. You do lose that unreal attack, and you lose... I feel like Nene is more consistent in what you're going to expect from him comparatively to Simi Sasangi, where he can get some good moments out of it, but the consistency overall across the 80 minutes isn't there, which is weird that I would say that Jeremiah Nene is a more consistent player than anyone, because he can be very inconsistent, especially defensively. So I don't think that Simi Sasangi regresses defensively in the back row. I do think you definitely regress in the offense. It's just, it's a hard one. I definitely would prefer Jeremiah Nene there, but Simi Sasangi, Mr. Versatility. I guess he can play anywhere. So look, if we're going to compare across this team, and see the positional battles. Fullback of Keanu Kinney and Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. It depends what you want. It really depends what you want. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, one isn't the fullback for the Warriors, whilst Keanu is the fullback for the Titans. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck has been there. He's done it. He's got that experience. Keanu Kinney has got a lot less experience, but I wouldn't say he's inexperienced. He's played a couple of seasons now. I personally would prefer, at this point of their careers, I do like what I see out of Keanu Kinney more. If you're talking about across their career, then you're taking Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. But I think right now in their careers, I am actually going to lean that towards Keanu Kinney. So that would be 1-0 New Zealand, in my opinion. Let me know in the chat if you disagree. You go to the wingers of Jermaine Asako and Casey McLean up against Brian To'o and Murray Taulagi. I would be giving that battle to the Samoans. I do think that's a really difficult matchup there. Really difficult to see which wing duo is better. But overall, I would take Brian To'o, New South Wales, and Samoan. I don't think he's played Australia. I'm not too sure. But anyway, he's massive international rep and State of Origin rep, and then Murray Taulagi, same thing. Same goes, right? So Brian To'o, Murray Taulagi, I do take them over Asako and McLean. But the centres of Matty Tomoko and Chance Newell-Klokstad up against Isaac Tungo and Dean Mariner, I am actually going to shift that back to the New Zealand side, even though I do really rate Dean Mariner and I think Isaac Tungo is very solid. Matty Tomoko and Chance Newell-Klokstad, I just think they get it going a little bit more overall on a consistent basis. So I'm going to go 2-1 New Zealand right now. Then you go to the halves with Dylan Brown and Kieran Foran up against Blaze Salungi and Jerome Luai. I am going to shift that back to New Zealand there and just take that experience and take the quality out of Dylan Brown there. And I just feel like we're a bit more consistent behind what they're able to achieve. So it goes to 3-1 to New Zealand in regards to the positional battles, in my opinion. Go to the front row forwards of James Fisher-Harris and Moses Leota versus Francis Molo and Payne Haas. Hard one, because overall I think James Fisher-Harris and Moses Leota are consistently better than the two combined of Payne Haas and Francis Molo, but Payne Haas is very clearly the best front row forward out of the entirety of the packs here. And I do think that his sheer quality... Fisher-Harris has been important to the Warriors this year, but he hasn't had the greatest of years overall either. I am going to take Payne Haas on his own merit, realistically, and I think Molo can can feed off of that. Josh Papali'i off the bench can feed off of that. I am actually going to take the Samoan forwards here and make it 3-2 because I just think the Payne Haas's quality is just so strong. And then you go to that number 9. It's Phoenix Crossland versus Benai Uelu. I am, Seb Watson, a regular on the channel, will love this. I'm going to probably take Phoenix Crossland here just because I know about what he can achieve rather than Benai Uelu, who I don't know what he can necessarily achieve. There's a lot more unknown about Uelu than there is about Crossland. I can live to regret this, and Crossland can drop down to here and be that really poor player that we've seen at times for the Newcastle Knights. But when you hear for New Zealand, you've got a fantastic team around you. You really shouldn't be performing at that Newcastle Knights level at any stage because you've got so much talent at your disposal. So I am going to lean Phoenix Crossland there to make it a 4-2 battle. And then we go to the back rowers, and this one's going to be quite easy for me. Britton Nakora and Isaiah Papali'i, Sua, and Simi Sasangi. I am going to be taking New Zealand there to make it a 5-2 game. And then Joseph Tarpany in the lock versus Junior Bolo in the lock. I am going to leave New Zealand there as well and say 6-2 there overall because that is Joseph Tarpany is one of the best locks in the game. He's a great front row forward. He knows what he's doing. And Junior Bolo throughout his career has been exceptional. But I think at this point of their careers, I'm taking Joseph Tarpany. And then when we look at the benches of Tamati Martin and Nafahu White, Aaron Clark and Xavier Willison up against Jazz Devanga, Chanel Harris-Davida, Terrell May and Josh Papali'i, I think it's huge, this inclusion of Terrell May here. But I also don't know how much point there is to him being on the bench. I probably would have preferred him to start. I don't know how much X factor we're necessarily looking for him off of the bench, but if he was in that straight up number 8 role, I really would have liked that to be honest with you. I don't think it's a bad reserves interchange over here for Samoa, but Tamati Martin can play in multiple positions there. There's just a little bit more ceiling to him than say Jazz Devanga. Nafahu White's an incredible year for the Roosters. Aaron Clark should have won the Player of the Year for the Warriors in my opinion, and Xavier Willison premiership winner with the Brisbane Broncos. So that's why we'll take that New Zealand interchange. But when I got a comment on yesterday's prediction video, and it was actually quite interesting. There is more state of origin and international rep or something like that. I can't remember what it was. There was a comment on yesterday's Samoa video that was talking about the representative level for the Samoans actually having a little bit more than the Kiwis in this game, which looking at their names on paper, look, it may be true, but I can't remember. There was a good comment anyway that was bigging up Samoa. So look, when I'm sitting here saying that New Zealand, for mine, on paper have a better team on a pretty significant basis based off of the player positioning battles, it doesn't mean that I don't believe Samoa can't win this game. I absolutely do think they can win this game. We saw that in game 1 where they probably should have won. And if they can just put that ball to hands in this game and be a bit more consistent with holding the ball and being a bit more clinical, they can absolutely win this one. But based off of what I'm seeing here and the fact that, look, in round 1, New Zealand beat them 24-18. In round 2, we saw Samoa beat Tonga 34-6. And then we saw New Zealand in round 3 beat Tonga 40-14. So they scored more points against Tonga but conceded more points as well. So they scored 6 more points than what Samoa did against Tonga, and they conceded 8 more points. So it's a really interesting thought process. It's interesting because Samoa definitely have a chance to win this game, but I think I have to tip New Zealand in a close one based on the player positioning battles that we just went over, and I think that they've got a bit more fluidity and solidity across the 17, and the potential inclusion of saying a Scotty Sorensen is massive as well. He's unlucky to miss out, and that shows you how quality this New Zealand team is. I just struggle to see New Zealand losing in a bounce back game, especially when New Zealand are kind of also known to start off slow and then really finish off strong. So that doesn't lead in well to next year's World Cup opening match, which is Australia versus New Zealand, the first game. But New Zealand are infamous slow starters. They are infamous slow starters, and they really do power along, which is what we've seen. They started relatively slow against Samoa, but still won, and then they pumped Tonga. Or are we going to see them really get over the line here as well? I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I'm going to tip New Zealand 1-12. Let us know your thoughts in the chat. In regards to the standings, we did see New Zealand score 64 points, but Samoa score 52 points. And the Kiwis conceded 32 points, but the Samoans conceded 30. So the Kiwis actually scored 12 more points than Samoa did in this tournament, but they conceded 2 more points. Also, with that, the points differential is plus 32 for the Kiwis and plus 22 for Samoa. There is just a lot of things leaning towards New Zealand, but it would be so massive. It would be so awesome for the game if we did see Samoa win today. If Samoa win today, it would be gigantic for the game of rugby league because that would be their first international trophy. They would beat a tier 1 team. They beat a tier 1 team a couple of years ago, and it would really establish Samoa as here and ready to keep on with this momentum and to continue to build. They're not 100%, just like they're going to win every game kind of mentality, but they're well and truly enough here is what this will signal the rest of, especially Australia, who I don't believe they've ever beaten Australia, Samoa. I don't know. Have they ever beaten New Zealand? Has Samoa ever beaten New Zealand? Have they ever beaten one of Australia and New Zealand? I'm not sure. I know they've beaten England, but I'm not too sure if they've beaten New Zealand. I don't think they've ever beaten Australia. So that'll be anyway. Let me know in the comment section. But guys, let's get into the chat. Let's see what you were saying. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Let us know who you are supporting, and let's fire it up here for a massive finale to the rugby league season. back? Are we back? Are we back? Are we back? How long was I on mute for? How long was I on mute for? This is about the bullshit, man. How long was I on mute for? We just missed his best commentary summary. How long was I on mute for? I don't know why that keeps doing that, by the way. It happened with the Cook Islands game too. I actually don't even know. But anyway, Vi, I appreciate you for joining up as a BK Army member. I appreciate you. Since you started reading the comments. No. Not since I started reading the comments. No. Oh my goodness me. I wonder if I have got any messages. I got a couple of messages on Instagram. Yeah, no, we're back, lads. We're back. Gee whiz, why didn't you tell me? You know, this is your fault. I'm gonna have a drink now because I've been yammering away. Like this is absolute muppet. It's not my fault. Like I don't have. If I've got the sound on my screen, then I'm looking at my head and I'm not looking at the actual game. So I can commentating if you like. It's the best I can kind of do. Johnny said that's better. Mike is a bit fuzzy now. I repeat everything you just said. Well, Marlo, what do you mean repeat everything I've just said? I don't even know what I've just said. I don't even... Before I started reading the comments... So where was I at? Brenton, did you hear me talk about Crossland? Did you hear me talk about my thoughts about Phoenix Crossland? Is that did we get to that part at the very least? Forever, dearie me. Well, hey guys, guess what? We are about 20 minutes away from the kickoff to the Pacific Cup final. It's been a spectacular time just listening to me on mute, apparently. Gee whiz. Hit the like button if you agree, Blaze and Muppet. Yeah, I'll hit the like button for sure. It was after the team list. Don't listen to that Muppet. It was after the team list. So what, you didn't even get into my tip and all that type of stuff? Did you not even get into my tip? Literally when you said, let's get into the comments. Oh, okay, true. Okay, yeah, when I said, let's get into the comments. Okay, so I'll go back a little bit and reply to a couple of comments then. I just love scrolling back and seeing all these. You're on mute. No sound. You're on mute. Unmute. Unmute. Someone just started spamming saying unmute and got timed out. Oh, dearie me. All right. Well, then, yeah, we'll get into this then. Brent Neslick says, I think when you say Crossland either plays a good or bad, I think that's more when he plays in the halves at Newcastle, not so much in the 9 jersey or 13. They're definitely his more preferred position. No, I am referring to him in the number 9. I do think that, yeah, we're going to see some decent games, which he was a big part about 2023 when the Newcastle Knights ran rampant into the back end of the season with their form just to get them into the finals. But also since then, and also beforehand, he was quite poor, and there wasn't really an in-between. Overall, I haven't seen a fantastic amount of in-between there from Phoenix Crossland. So, yeah, I think that he can be solid, but we do more so see him down here. But when he is here, he really does get a good move along, and it's really difficult to see a player in a spine position, especially a hooker, not have a good game when they have the talent of New Zealand at their disposal. You know, like there is a lot of talent here, and there is no world that anybody in that number 9 should be having a very poor game and not, just dominating. So I do really need to see Crossland perform here today. But no, I am speaking about him in the number 9. Leon says, though, these scalpers are disgusting, selling tickets for 5 to 10 times the price of this game. Well, that is always going to be the case, to be fair. It is quite disgusting, of course. Obviously, it's sold out then. I know there was only 2.5 people in the crowd, and that includes the family of the players for the Cook Islands vs South Africa game. And then I was talking about, when I got to the next part, I was talking about how does that even happen between New Zealand and Australia, the Gillaroos? 40-8. Last week's score was like 10-4 to the Gillaroos, and this week Australia went and won 40-8. That's ridiculous. Well, that is ridiculous. Oh, I'll get you a link to the live stream. Hold on. I'll give you, so if you want to watch the live stream, I'll give you the link right here. No, I'll give him a link. Don't worry. I got him, mate. I've got him sorted out. I'll sort him out, mate. All right. So if you want to watch the live link to the game, just click on that link there, and then I'll sort you out, mate. Olivia says, Dev's a Muppet. Nate says, fair enough. Okay, let's move that bad boy like that. Welcome to the channel, folks. Okay, let me scroll back up a little bit. Lagan says, classic Queenslander doesn't know how to use a computer. Hey, Lagan, just remember who your daddies are this year. That's Queenslander. That's Queenslander, buddy. Steve says, this next game better deliver the goods. Hopefully it goes to extra time. So far today, we've had 2 floggings. Yeah, absolutely. Especially, both games, really. Malo Tautala Fua says, would that change if Crichton and Spencer was in the squad? Would what change? What would change if Crichton and Spencer was in the squad? As in, like, would I tip Samoa? Is that what you're asking? If so, I don't know if I would. It's still, I don't know if that changes my tip, but obviously it gives them an even better chance of causing the upset here today. An even better chance for sure. Tem says, hey, maybe you've mentioned this, but do the points count in this comp, or is the final a proper final? No, this is it. No, this is a final. This is not the group stage. The group stage is all done. That's all finished, and that's all finished down there. Everything's done down there. So, no, whoever wins this wins it all. Has nothing to do with points and all that kind of jazz. Macca's employee get to watch all games live and for free. Tune Abel says, would you know if Papua New Guinea is playing Tonga since they led the Pacific Bowl to contest for a spot in the Pacific Cup? So unfortunately for Papua New Guinea, that was thrown away this year. And I think it's because next year is the Rugby League World Cup. So it makes it really difficult to have the promotion relegation when we've got Australia currently playing over in England. And then this year was Tonga, New Zealand, and Samoa. Next year is the Rugby League World Cup. So 2027, you've got New Zealand, you've got Tonga, you've got Samoa, and you've got Australia. Now, I'm assuming that New Zealand is going to be going over to England for their series against them, because we've seen Samoa, we've seen Tonga, and now we've seen Australia. So I would assume New Zealand's about to go over there in 2027. We'll have to wait and see if that does happen. But I think it's just been too much of a headache with all that happening. Plus, it didn't really work last year either, where Papua New Guinea got slapped by New Zealand in the promotion relegation. But I do think more so it is just a little bit of a headache in regards to filtering and figuring out who's going to be in 2027. My advice, my perspective is that the Rugby League World Cup placings should define who's in the Pacific Cup next year. Whoever finishes the highest. For example, whoever wins, which is going to be one of those guys, but whoever wins should be in the Pacific Cup. And then if they're playing, say if it's like Australia versus Samoa in the final again, then Australia and Samoa should get into the Pacific Cup on the immediate, and then the third place team, the team who comes third, ends up getting that other position. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, they might even look at putting in 4 teams if New Zealand aren't going to England 2027. But that's what I'm talking about. So, no, there is no promotion relegation game. Momo has chicken, says, BKR, tell us your score prediction. For me, it's 24-20 to Samoa. I could see a very similar score prediction to what we saw from the first game. I'm going to go with a closer score, though, of 22-20, but I am still tipping New Zealand. I am. I would love a field goal. A field goal would be incredible. A field goal would be spectacular, 21-20 either side. But I do think we're probably going to see a similar amount of points scored. If Samoa can hit those passes and do what they were trying to achieve in game one, and the passes actually land and they don't knock it on or go over the sideline, there is a world where this team does score 30 points plus. And if they score 30 points plus, then they win this game for sure. I don't think we're going to see 2 teams scoring 30 plus, even though we see that a lot in the NRL recently. But if Samoa score 30 plus, which is what they should have, they scored 18 points and made probably about 4 errors, 3 errors at a minimum, 4 errors to be pretty realistic on guaranteed tries. So that's, let's say they get all 4 of those. That goes to 24, that goes to 30, that goes to 36, that goes to 42. They could have easily had 42 points in that game against New Zealand in round 1. They could have easily done it, but they didn't because they just made mistakes. Tyler says this might be Payne Haas' last NRL game. Devastating. Yeah, I did hear about this. We'll talk about this on maybe tomorrow's video. I might put the international season discussion to Tuesday. I'm going to speak about it. So if you guys don't have my post notifications on, then chuck the notifications on, because now that the streams are coming to an end for the year, we are going to be posting news, discussions, and whatnot through video form. Plus, we've got the Ashes live streams coming up. But when there's no video, and then when there's no stream on during a day, we will have discussion videos. So tomorrow at 5 p.m. AEDT, we'll probably talk about Payne Haas and R360, because we haven't really gone in depth into that since all that came up. But yeah, there is strong potential that Payne Haas could be going there. But that is all just rumors as well. You know, like, what do we know? The media loves to sell a yarn. I love it. They love it because they know we're all clicking on it. And the fact that I'm even acknowledging it right now, it proves that point. Brenton says, fair call. He was a big part of that Kiwi win against Oz as well. Yep, 2023 though. Same year as the Newcastle Knights when he had that unbelievable form. Tom says, in R360 starts around NRL Grand Final, no way is he is going to play a whole NRL season than R360 season, and NRL will ban him. Yeah, look, this is all just kind of rumors and stuff now, man. Let's just wait and see how it all unfolds. But I think tomorrow we'll discuss the potential of the fallout of what happens if that was to happen. But I will say, Broncos fans, if it is true and where there's smoke, there is fire, you should be pretty upset, because it's Payne Haas, for some reason, he's been in this situation for a little bit. I remember when you guys booed him. I remember when Broncos fans booed him back in, 2022 at Suncorp? You're playing the Titans. I was there. That's why I can tell you for certain. I think it might have been 2022, and the Broncos' whole crowd booed Payne Haas because he was talking about going to the Roosters or some other team, and the whole crowd booed him, and then they all love him again, which, of course. But I don't know why it's very similar, I guess, with Tino, where you just don't know what's going on. you just don't know what's going on, and there's always contract rumors and discussions about going here, there, and everywhere. Momo says Payne Haas has a contract with the Broncos until 2026. So if he doesn't go to R360, then he will leave Broncos in 2027. Sure. Sure. I feel like if he's going to go to R360 for the bulk pay that he's going to be getting, the contract he's going to be getting, I don't think that he would care if he came back to the NRL or not. I don't think he would. With the contract that he would be being offered, I don't think that he would actually care too much about all that kind of stuff. I guess it would ruin a lot of legacy, but then again, we saw with Sonny Bill Williams. Well, look what Sonny Bill Williams did. Look at what Sonny Bill did back in the day. Lagan says, please fix your mic, Blaze. It sounds like you're in a tube. Everyone, Mama's saying my mic is fine. Are you sure it's me? Jay, can you confirm for me right now that it's it's him and not me? Is the microphone sounding a bit different? Because on my side it looks like it's normal. All right, so the national anthem of Samoa is on right now. Yeah, that is packed out, that stadium in Commbank. Great atmosphere there at Commbank too. Absolutely spectacular atmosphere. It's a great stadium for it. And Brian To'o is crying right now, which is always good to see. You sound good from here. It's a bit fuzzy. I don't know what to do. Mahaki says, what's the point? The game hasn't started yet. We're just listening to the national anthems. It's a bit fuzzy, the mic. Okay, well, let me try and move it around or something like that. All right, so there's the national anthem. The national anthem has been sung from Samoa, and now we are about to listen to New Zealand. Lots of passion from To'o and Luai. Yeah, you love to see it, man. You love to see it. You love to see Brian To'o and Luai getting emotional because it shows how much it means to them. The mic is a bit fuzzy. I don't even understand why it would be like that, to be fair. I don't know. I don't even know how to fix it as well. I always love the New Zealand national anthem. It's so nice to listen to. It's just nice to listen to. Especially the Māori part. I love the Māori language. Tyler says, Payne requested a release in 2023 because he was unsettled, but with our success, he wanted to stay until he won a premiership with us. Now that he has, I would not be surprised if he leaves. I think it happened again also in 2022 then. I think there were rumours in 2022 because 2023 doesn't ring a bell with when I was at the stadium and the Broncos fans booed him. Watch the stream, Blaze, and you'll notice. I'll try and take... Well, the game hasn't started yet, so I've got time that I can try and take it out and put it back in. That's better. I don't know if it will be better, but that's probably the best I can do for now. It's barely noticeable. Your is lagging. Get grip. It's barely noticeable. Nate says, get into him, Nate. All right. Don't forget, this is the final game. The final game of 2025. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed a great rugby league year. We're about to finish it all off. Lagan, don't mute himself. Yeah, exactly. All right, look at all the Samoa fans. Oh, geez. In Commbank as well. Your mic is much better. Mic is great now. Gee whiz, Lagan. You're lucky you don't get timed out for helping me. Just because I feel like it. But all right, there we go. Now let's get into the Huckers. Let's get into the Huckers right now. We've just listened to both anthems. About to get underway with the Civatau and the New Zealand Haka. Sorry, yes, it was 2022 we requested a release. I was going to say they didn't really link up overall. That's better. Okay, sweet. Sorry, guys, I don't know what's happening today in regards to the microphone and all this kind of jazz, but hey, camera's like, yeah, who cares, lads? Yeah, as long as you can hear me. If you love looking at my beautiful face, then sure. But as long as you can hear me, that is the main thing, as long as it's not bad audio. But all right. Sivatau. Jay's just like, I've had enough of these guys in the chat. I've had enough. Oh, I've had enough. So first we're going to listen to, are we watching the Sivatau first? No, we are watching the New Zealand Haka first. I would have thought, isn't it usually the away team does their Haka first and then it's the home team? Apparently not. Doesn't it say Samoa 13 plus? It'd be amazing for the game of rugby league if that happened, man. That'd be a really top tier way of ending the year off too. It really would be. It'd be such a perfect way to finish off 2025. We saw a different team won the NRL comp. You know, we saw the Warriors win the state championship. We saw amazing comebacks. We saw teams rise. We saw complete disappointments from teams as well. And then to see it all tipped off with Samoa winning their first ever international major trophy would be such a great year. Lockie says, the Samoa fans, craziest thing I've ever seen in the NRL. Nah, for sure it's between Papua New Guinea and Tonga. But the issue is that Papua New Guinea don't travel, whilst Tonga do travel. But Tonga aren't that hot right now, as we've seen in this Pacific Cup, which is, I guess, why Samoa was able to really fight behind it. It is good to see that Samoa has risen fan-wise, though, and are pushing to have that conversation alongside Tonga and Papua New Guinea for their support, though. Sam says, Samoa booing is so scummy. So the New Zealand Haka is on right now. I'm under, and this is from a Australian's perspective, so please take that into account. I'm not saying what I'm saying is correct. I'm not saying that I am right and whoever thinks like that is wrong. But when you think about what a Haka represents, it's like to expect respect when, and again, this is from an outsider's perspective, but to expect respect when it is a war dance, it does seem quite comical. So, like, if you have something to reply to me and say why that's wrong, please do. But can you see from that perspective why it's a bit weird to suggest that other fans and other teams can't respond to it? It's like when Australia, I think, and I wouldn't want them to do it again because there is a good Urdu buddy curse with it, but Australia walked up to the Haka and then they ended up losing the game. Anyone who challenges it, surely you should take it on as a challenge. Lockie Hutton says the travel part of the game from outside Australia is awesome. Yeah, for sure, but most Samoans with this game would be probably in Western Sydney to be fair, or maybe even Southeast Queensland. All right, we've got the Sivatau here. Got the Sivatau. Assumed my position on my hammock chair, stream on the iPad, game on the TV. Sam says, response is fine. Booing is just disrespectful, not so much a response. Well, what can the fans do then in retaliation? Because it is a war dance. And their response is the Civitao. Yeah, that's a valid thought process. Their response is the Civitao. So I'll accept that, actually. I think that if there wasn't a Civitao, or there wasn't a response war dance, then yeah, it would be disrespectful, but like in that sense. But no, I will grant that. I will say that their response is their own. I still can see both perspectives though. Mozzie says that's why it's strange when they get mad when other teams walk up to them. Yeah, that's my point. It's just like you are challenging them. Okay, let's use Australia for example now. Okay, let's use Australia for example. You are challenging Australia. Is it disrespectful of Australians booed when you are? Do you know what the intentions are of the war dance from many years ago? Do you know what I mean? Like, do you know what the point of what a haka realistically is about? And it's like, are we not meant to respond? I wouldn't personally do it, but I'm just saying, is that disrespectful in your mind for them if they don't have their own war kind of dance? Dasmate says, can't wait for Bizza to go skits again. To Ulti says that Māoris are known for their crying when challenged. I'm not getting involved in that conversation. Sam says they should boo their own team when they get pumped 13 plus. Sam's fired up right now. Brian, look at him. He's into him. Sam says Australian perspective would be booing during the welcome to country. Yeah, some people have different perspectives on that though. Like, okay, that's for the Indigenous side of it. Not everyone's going to be. You get a lot of Australians doing that themselves. I'm not involved in it, but I'm just saying you get a lot of Australians doing that themselves. So I think I get what you're trying to go with there, but it's very difficult to compare. Anthony says, yo, the game is on. Well, it's not on yet. We are just watching the Civitao before the game does start. So get your score predictions in the chat right now, guys. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around here. We are on our way to 40,000 subscribers. I know we'll definitely get... I'm pretty confident, especially with the World Cup next year and Origin, all that kind of jazz, I'm pretty confident we can get to 50K next year, which is huge. Huge. Michael says, I can't reply to Michael. Marshmallows getting around Tonga. Getting around Tonga. Dasmate says, yeah, cheese NRL sold out, but CMTC says plenty of seats up top, yeah. Mr. Man says 50-0 New Zealand. Well, good luck with that one. I want a competitive game here as a neutral Australian. I would love to see a competitive game. I have tipped New Zealand 1-12, but I would ultimately... Like, I'm not trying to take sides here, but it would be better for the game if Samoa won because it would be really showing an intention that they are here. You know, they're here, especially ahead of the World Cup next year. Nay says, don't get me started on the welcome to country. This is what you've done, Sam. This is your fault. This is your fault, Sam Jenkinson. That is your fault. That is your fault. Boo. I've lived in New Zealand my whole life, but boo. Sam. Get this right, guys. Sam Jenkinson is a Kiwi supporter who lives in Queensland and is a New South Wales supporter. You know, it just writes itself. You know what I mean? Like, it just writes itself. A guy is in Queensland, Titans fan. You just really worry for the bloke, eh? Momo says 24-20 at Samoa. Would love to see it. Be a close game. Close game at Karalafu. Getting around Samoa and... So just doing their final warm-ups here. God bless them all. I really don't want to see any dribble like we saw from the training staff with Elias Katoa last week. That was really, really harsh stuff. Really harsh stuff to watch the fallout of, and the fallout won't be over yet, mind you. God bless him and everything that happened there, because that was really rough to see. You know, because you got to remember, guys, on the commentary, when I was streaming live last week, at first, when you told me about this HI, I didn't know all about it. And then I think I watched it like partly into the game. And there's no way that you play after that. And I think I said that at the time. There's no way that you play after that. But then there's word that the trainers didn't know about it and all this kind of jazz. And I'm just like... And then, you know, Christian Wolf saying that the protocols were all met. It's like, really? Like, I saw that. He's not playing... He's definitely not playing after that first hit in the warm-ups and whatnot. It's just wild to me. Wild. and never shuts up about whatever Auckland FC is. Yep, that is correct, Az. That is correct. Sean says, welcome to country. Is it hello? War dances, come and get some. Yeah, come and get some, motherfucker. That is true, Sean. That is true. Welcome to country is saying, you guys come in. Welcome. Whilst the hawker is like, hey, listen, bitch, I'm coming right here, right for you, right now. You know, open up, knock, open up, because I'm coming in. I don't care what you say. I'm coming in. Stop me if you can. Mr. Man says, Danny Dingo is the inventor of Welcome to Country. Warriors says, told to bag of Victoria's hat trick. All right, guys, here we go. 10, 9, 8, the final game of Rugby League for 2025. Let's get it underway. New Zealand will be the ones to kick it off. I'll refresh the score any moment now before Jay has a meltdown. New Zealand have kicked it off, and it will be Samoa. Who's going to run this ball back first? Is that Payne? They've kicked it Payne's side. Here we go. Payne's. Booshka! No, it was actually Francis Molo. It was actually Francis Molo's side. They're never kicking it off to Payne's side. You wisher. Let me just refresh this score so you do get the live score underneath me. Any moment now, it should refresh. All right, so third tackle now for Samoa. They're going to be at the 22. As I said, it was brought up in the pre-game. If the media knew about it, the trainers surely would. Absolutely. I don't feel like they've got anywhere near the excuses they believe they have. It's a fit tackle, but then again, that's just my opinion from Fiji. So it's going to be Samoa with the ball at the 40. Benayoelu back to Jerome Luai. And Luai's going to kick this ball down to the 10, where it's going to be Jermaine Isako who catches that ball at 10 and brings it to Keanu Kinney, who takes it out to about the 18. Really good defensive hit there from Junior Bolo, Blaze Salangi, and Joe Tarpany. And they're just going to run it straight back in. Joe Tarpany with another tackle around the legs. Mitchell says Haas looks different. Mitchell, listen. Sometimes it gets blurry. Sometimes it is all good. But all I know is that the Cleveland Cavaliers, they shaded today. So it's going to be Kiwis at third tackle. Fisher Harris gets it out. It's open elite. He's got some space and taken out of the 45 on fourth tackle. Minute and a half in. And 6 again. Oh, well, they're actually quite lucky, Samoa, that wasn't inside the 40. Otherwise, they would have been a penalty. But it is a 6 again here at the 50. And it's first tackle for Moses Leota. 50 metres out. They roll it back to Crossland. New Zealand are kind of getting it all their own way right now. Keanu Kinney with a good step. Ooh, taking it out of the 40. If he hadn't got that little flick out underneath, they would have been away down that right-hand sideline. Crossland gives it to Kieran Foran. Foran across here to Joe Tarpany. And Tarpany is going to be 32 metres away from the line. Third tackle. Atmosphere sounds great. Commbank is a really good... Commbank is a really good stadium for atmosphere. Dylan Brown taking it down to the 23 on fourth tackle. And Phoenix Crossland. Now he'll go to the right. Off to Fisher Harris. Fisher Harris to Tarpany. Tarpany, Kieran Foran. They've got Spacey. Keanu Kinney. Short ball to the line. Matty Tomoko. Tomoko steps. And he'll go down to 22. Otherwise, it would have been an obstruction. Fifth tackle now. Can they defend here? Samoa, Phoenix Crossland. He's got Kieran Foran to his right. And Fozza, he puts that ball up into the air. Where's the chase coming from? No one even tried to get that ball except for Brian To'o. Risky offload. And then Roger Tuivasa-Sheck is going to take another 3. Don't know why Brian To'o was doing that, but it's a penalty to Samoa. That is absolutely huge. That is huge. That is a massive, massive penalty to give away. Gets Samoa out of trouble. I don't know why Brian To'o threw that ball with that offload, but tackle player after held, that is a penalty. And it will be Samoa getting the ball to the 20s. They've just got a little bit of space to get themselves out of trouble. Tasman says, more alive than Shark Park on a Saturday night. Mate, Shark Park fits probably about 30 people inside it. All right? And that's with the renovations. There's more people who can fit in the apartment block that looks into Shark Park than can fit actually in Shark Park. That's the problem with Cronulla. That's the problem with Sharky Park. So third tackle now for Samoa. They're at the 40 off to Jerome Luai. Luai, quick pass across, and Dean Mariner gets away from one, then pushes himself inside the attacking half to the 48. He's grabbing at his head here. He's grabbing at like his eye. He must have got a little bit of an eye banging. Fifth tackle now at the 40. 4 minutes in. It is shaping up to be a good game. It looked like New Zealand, when they had the ball, though, they were getting some really solid meters. Now New Zealand will go off. Oh, that's going to be a penalty. Oh, that's a penalty to Samoa. Yeah, they might take the 2 here. The issue that I might have here, though, is that the Samoan player has run into the New Zealand player. I'd challenge this because the Samoan player has run into the New Zealand. Yeah, they're going to challenge it. The Samoan player has run way too early into, I think, Casey McLean. But this is a risky challenge 4 minutes and 9 seconds into the game. Johnny Batu getting around Samoa. I'm pretty certain this should be a penalty. It does look like Casey McLean has been impacted here because he comes through early. I think it's Isaac Tungo. And yeah, it's a penalty. That's 100% a penalty. Isaac Tungo. What are they saying in the crowd? Yeah, Isaac Tungo. Well, no, that's not a collision. Yeah, rubs too early. Yep, 100%. That's a penalty to New Zealand. Good challenge. I don't understand what the commentary is talking about in regards to semantics and stuff like that. It was pretty clear that he arrived too early. It took out the opportunity for Casey McLean, and it's a penalty to New Zealand. Good challenge. And Vossi's saying, well, Samoa should challenge because to make that collision, they had to go around an escort. Well, sure, but they're not going to challenge it again here, Vossi. Scott James says, I hope you're well. Praying for Elias Katoa. I hope he makes a quick, well recovery. It sucks that he may not play again. Absolutely, mate. But I did see there was potential, like good reports that he was awake and rocking and rolling. So that's the best thing to hear. And, you know, I hope that one of the best back rowers in the game is fit and healthy come next season. All right, so Fisher Harris, second tackle will be at the 48. Fia says, who do you think wins the World Cup? Well, look, I'll be honest, I do still think Australia win the World Cup, but you are going to see New Zealand push and you are going to see Samoa push. I just need to see how Samoa play here today to get a good read about them. I'm not confident on Tonga right now. I do think Fiji will have a good team, but 1 second here, New Zealand will be taken down at the 35 for tackle. You are going to see the Whanganui brothers, Samuela Fainu, Latu Fainu, Sione Fainu, Dream Buller. Obviously, Api Sakota will be back. I don't think Nwanga Tawase is even eligible because he'll probably be playing Wallabies by then. But Fiji will have and they'll have Viliami Kikau as well. They'll have a really solid team, Fiji. I don't think they can win the World Cup, but they'll play well. They'll play well. And now Samoa picks that ball up at the 5, and Roger Tuivasa-Sheck brings it out now to the 10 on first tackle. What were the Samoans singing in the crowd just then, by the way? For anyone who speaks Samoan, what were they saying in the crowd? Emery getting around the Kiwis, so it's going to be third tackle now for Samoa, and they'll be at the 30. 6 minutes in. Yeah, Benai Uelu, 12 NRL games, and now he's playing a Pacific Cup final as the starting hooker. Storm might have lost Puppy and Katoa and Grant Anderson. Damn, Grant Anderson, stop it. Get Grant Anderson's name out of there, Dad. Storm might have lost Puppy and Katoa, and then Bros tried to sneak in Grant Anderson. All right, so they'll kick this ball down to the 15 when New Zealand don't know who's going to grab it, but they finally get it. And now Jermaine Sarko brings it out here to the 20. Not much communication between Jermaine Sarko and Keanu Kenny at the back just then. Sarko roll it back into Kieran Foran. South Africa is going crazy too. Why is South Africa going crazy? South Africa? What do you mean, Fia? And New Zealand, great run from Keanu Kenny to the 43 on third tackle. Phoenix Crossland, good move out to the left, and it's Dylan Brown. Then Fisher Harris, Dylan Brown, and he can't get the offload away. We'll be at the 50. As a fluent Samoan, they would chant, no, Branton, no. No. Oh, intercept by Samoa, no way. Oh, taking out the 50. Whoa, Simi Sasangi grabs that one out of thin air. What pass was that from New Zealand? I don't know what that was. But now Samoa go on to the attack. It's Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, and he's 40 metres out here from the line. Second tackle. Mitchell says Pezzett as well. Yeah, Jonah Pezzett. That's a big one. That's a big one in regards to... Wait, hold on a second. Did they just have these speakers starting off a Samoan chant? Well, technically, this is a New Zealand home game, by the way. Forward tackle now at the 22. Payne Haas is going to roll it back to Benai Uelu. Uelu off to Junior Bolo. Bolo to Blaze Alongi across now to Isaac Tungo. And Tungo, great defense there from Charles Newell-Klukstad and also Casey McLean to lock him down to the 15. Fifth tackle. Get around your lorry. Appreciate you for tuning in. And Blaze Salungi puts that one into a good area. A lot of plays there. Caught by Samoa. Flicks it back. Chance here. They've got numbers. Brian, the bounce is not good. Oh, that would have been such a good battle between, I think, Jermaine Sark and Brian To'o. If that ball just bounces to To'o, this is what we're talking about, lads. This right here is what happened in game 1. Things like that, if that ball goes to Brian To'o's hands, I guarantee you 1,000,000,000% he scores that one-on-one. You are not stopping the strength of Brian To'o one-on-one in that corner. If he has a little bit of a false step about him, whether it goes inside or he goes outside, I guarantee you Brian To'o scores there. But unfortunately, the pass just slips out of the hands and Samoa can't be clinical when it comes to the crunch. That was the biggest issue with week 1, and we've already seen it 8.5 minutes into this game here. So I need to see them fix that. New Zealand have been really risky with the ball too, to be fair. Really risky. Dasmate says, with the most stupid contract deal from Para. Yeah, it was a bit of a weird one. I don't understand it at all. Joseph Tarpany, he's going to get this ball to the 35 on 4 tackle. Yeah, I saw that, Sam. Yeah, good stat. 6 wins, 0 losses versus Samoa. Yeah, New Zealand have never lost. 40-20 attempt here from Crossland. It's not going to have the distance on it. It's not going to have the distance on it. No. They said got a good pace on it. Bro, the problem with that wasn't actually really the angle. It was more so the distance. It's actually a bit of both, really. But you didn't really get too much of a good pace on it because it went about to the 20, but in the middle of the field. Metal says, Nofaluma would have caught that between its legs and done a backflip over the line. There's levels to this. Listen here, no one's better than Will Zillman, and I won't hear anything about it. 3rd tackle now for Samoa at the 45. 30 minutes to go here of the first half, guys. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Samoa away. Oh, Francis Molo tripped up at the 45, taken down to the 38. And they're on the roll here, Samoa. Junior Bolo, he's got space, and he's going to run this ball straight to crossline at the 20. Fit tackle. Samoa have the momentum as we speak. Yoelu, it's fit tackle, dude. It's fit tackle. He gets the old ball offloaded. Payne Haas, 6 again. 6 again for Samoa. Payne Haas, 5 metres out. Here is Samoa's chance. Here is Samoa's chance right now. 5 metres away. Short ball into the line. Francis Molo. No, he'll be just short. About 1 metre out here. 2nd tackle. I'd go Brian Toll now. Oh, they go quickly. That's 6 again. That's 6 again for sure. Yep, 100%. 6 again for Samoa. Yoela's trying to get a sin bin. You wish. What are they doing playing rugby union style right now? Samoa, 2nd tackle, 1 metre out. They're playing rugby union style, just trying to run through the ruck. Out the back, good not good defense. Brian Toe! Chat on Samoa, to Samoa, boo, 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 boo. Brian Toe goes, slip. What the far out was that defense? Who was it? The momentum was so strong just then for Samoa. What was that defense? What was that defense on the right-hand wing? Was it Jermaine Sarko who comes in here, misses the tackle on Jerome Luai? Luai floats out of the left. That's great. Who is that? Who missed the tackle? Was that Chance? No, it's Matty Tomoko. Matty Tomoko, if he makes the tackle, then it's safe. But he misses the tackle and he costs his team a try. Matty Tomoko, you have to make that tackle. If Matty Tomoko is coming off his line there, you have to make that tackle. If you do not make a tackle, you see what happens. Oh, my goodness me. You can't make that run-out play if you're not even going to make a solid hit on the player. Awful defense to Matty Tomoko. Awful. Dasmate says, all of that good run from the guy that plays on the stuck-up team. Laura says, and Toa Samoa players born Australia. Oh, we're getting into this, are we? We're getting into this. Taptala says, Toa's gone all in. Well, Toa probably should have 2 tries by now. I just can't believe that from Matty Tomoko. No one should blame Jermaine Sarko there. That is not Jermaine Sarko's fault at all by any stretch of the imagination. Matty Tomoko has come in and left him high to dry. He has come in for a big hit on Jerome Luai. Luai has easily gotten around him, and then they've just had a 1-on-1, 1-on-0 for Brian To'o out there. No one's making that hit. Try time Samoa. 100% blame is on rushing out of the line for Matty Tomoko. He's just playing a lazy arm to stop him. Yeah, exactly right. You either make the tackle, you can save the try, but at least attempt the tackle. He barely even attempted. He threw out a lazy arm. And they walk over the kick from the sideline, and you better damn well believe it, son. Blaze is the best name that ever existed, and he will hit the conversion. 6-0. Samoa 12 minutes in. 6-0. Laurie says, Phil Camperera may get into either team if placed with potential for the Wars next year. into either team? Who are you talking about? Well, Loff is eligible. He's eligible for Pakistan if they got a rugby league team. But where else is he eligible for? I know he's Indigenous. Where else is he in Australia? But like, where else is he eligible for, Loff? I thought I was watching Union for a second there. That's what I was saying, Tylen. That was 100% Union players from Samoa just trying to run the ball over the line from the oh, geez, Molo with a tough run all the way to the 10. Really liked his run so far, Francis Molo. Really liked it. Haven't always rated Francis Molo, but I've really enjoyed his runs here today. Simi Sasungi's second tackle to the 18. This is a statement right now from Samoa. It really is. And Samoa brings this ball to 28, third tackle. Sam's to get on the Pakistan bandwagon. Choo. Oh, okay. I don't know what's happened there from a ULU. Junior Bolo brings this ball to the 33. Close to pass horizontal, but it's fine. Fourth tackle. Yeah, Pakistan look out. Yeah, everyone's talking about Australia this, New Zealand that, Samoa this, bloody Tonga that. Let's all watch out for Pakistan in the next World Cup. Lofty Pereira times 17. That's all you need in life. That is all you need in life. Keanu Kenny will get that ball to 10. He's going to bring it back here to the 20. To the 25, close to a high tackle there, but they're just going to monster him back. Wow, that's a wedgie. He has got a massive wedgie right now. He's felt that in his stomach. Deary me. Samoa all over New Zealand right now, mind you. And this is what Samoa did to Tonga early doors. This is what they did to Tonga early doors, so watch out. Watch out. Mitchell says, look at these cats kicking away from Luai. Don't start, Tigers fan. Casey McLean takes this ball out here to the 40 on fourth tackle. I think after this game, it's so good. We're going to get a rest from here in Mitchell. Talk about the Tigers every single comment for the fourth until January when, not January, February when Australia start up again. Keanu Kenny here with a great run. Oh, he gets away from one. He gets away from no more. But it'll be fifth tackle at 35. Great offload, then great run from Keanu Kenny. Shoved into the ground there as he's getting up. They go to the left and Dylan Brown, he's going to whack that ball up into the corner. Good chase through here. Good chase. He's going to grab it and he'll get taken down to the 8. So good pressure from New Zealand. They didn't get anywhere near enough to actually make a play at the ball, but good to keep them down here. And now you've got to really focus on this defense, and that's the way you get it started, Fisher Harris. Oh, Fisher Harris and Aaron Clark really pressure him, and they get him back to the 3. 3 meters out. That is huge. This is exactly what you need to see out of New Zealand right now. Third tackle to 10. This is a massive line defense from New Zealand. They're keeping him down here. Just don't give away a penalty. They go to the left, and it's going to be Jaden Sewer now taken down at the 18 on fourth tackle. 18 meters out now. Payne Haas, they need a big run, and he'll just get the ball to the 28. So a little bit. Murray Talangi's down injured right now. God bless him. He's grabbing at his right leg. So Jerome Luai is going to whack that ball down to about the 30-25. It's going to end up in a good kick. Did he drag that back? Oh, I think that's quite lucky. But Casey McLean's going to bring this ball out and run straight over the top of Francis Molo. Wow, that wasn't great defense from him. Wasn't great defense from him. Dylan Brown now. He'll go to the right to Chance. Nickel Clockstad, and Clockstad will be at the 50 on second tackle. 25 minutes left in the first half. Keanu Kenny off to Jermaine Saka. Oh, little dink, and just gets this ball to the 40 on the attacking side of the field. Third tackle. Haven't seen New Zealand down here for a while. Fence Crossland and Moses Leota. Good trip-up tackle. We've seen quite a few of those trip-up tackles here today. Now Crossland off to Dylan Brown. Dylan Brown's going to run it himself. He'll get the offer. Oh, that's a 6 again. That's going to be a 6 again. Yeah, it's touched by Samoa. And, yep, it was. So it's 6 again here for New Zealand. They're going to be 25 metres away from the line. 0 tackle. Here's the big attack. Almost at 20 minutes. Samoa almost had a puff. Did you watch them against Tonga? Did you watch them against New Zealand too? Their best play was actually later. I think they were down 12-0 early, weren't they? First tackle here for New Zealand. 9 metres out from the line. Crossland. He'll go to the right. He'll give it to Kieran Foran. The legend that is Fozza. Keanu Kenny sets back into the inside, and he'll be 10 metres out from the line. Second tackle. Fuck off, Jerome Luai. Get off him, you dog. Jerome Luai has really gone around his neck. Sorry, guys. I love Keanu. Sorry, guys. That's not me being biased to any team. That's just me being biased to Keanu Kenny. Jerome Luai has just grabbed Keanu by the neck. That was actually a pure, genuine, just like straight up response to that just then. Keanu's my boy, man. I hate to see that. Yeah, Luai grub. Brenton says, yeah, I don't like that. And that's good to see. It's good to see Brett Nakora come in and shove Luai in the back. I smell a try, Noel says. Sorry about the swearing again, guys. Sometimes it'll happen. But, that's my boy, man. I hate to say that. Just like when I got really ticked off when it happened with the Titans and Bulldogs a couple of years ago down at Belmore, and Josh Curran really got into him, and that was when Keanu was a rookie, and I was like, come on, lads, get someone defend him. Someone back him in. No one backed him in, really. All right, so it's going to be New Zealand with the 15. Now Moses Leota, he's going to bring this ball to the 5, to the 3, and it's going to be first tackle. Mr. Strumler, I love standing over people. He did that in 2022, State of Origin against ACE. Knock on New Zealand. Oh, there is maybe a little bit of a biffo here too. Crossan and Leota having a crack at Francis Molo here. Someone throw a headbutt. Come on. Yeah, Molo's really lippy today. He's kind of been pushed there by Junior Bolo, but I think this is just a knock-on straight up from New Zealand. Pakistan, I think of my childhood hero was... What's happening here? Are we getting into Pakistan still? Still talking about Pakistan. All right, so it's going to be Samoa ball at their own 10. He'd butt him, noodlehead. Where's Seb Watson to really enjoy Fans Crossland's game? Where is he? He probably thinks that we're going to insult him about Australia England. It's like, no. We'll insult you about Australia England when the Ashes are on for the cricket, but when it comes to rugby league, everyone is very aware that Australia was going to win that. It's not even a bantery thing. And now Samoa from their own 10 will be first tackle at 13. Headbutt's the right call, mate. Exactly right. It's just someone throw one. That's all we're asking for. We haven't seen a headbutt so far this year. Come on. Someone go all out in the final. Oh, that's a knock on. Oh, they're going to call penalty. They're going to call penalty to Samoa at the 20. And Leota again. Leota's been a bit ill-disciplined in the last couple of moments. I don't think anyone's going to headbutt after what happened with Reese against the Raiders. Oh, wait, we did see a headbutt, actually. Hudson Young and Reese Walsh. Reese should have received more than just what he received. All right, so it's going to be Samoa who get the ball at the 40. Brighton To'o to Simi Sasanga. They're going to cross to Jerome Luai. And then Francis Molo, who he wanted to run that ball straight up. And Leota gets over the top of him. Love to see the Samoan fans getting real loud and proud in the stadium. It's really loud. You can hear the hymns being sung. Mitchell says, fun and games are over. Now put Terrell May on or we riot. Until Will Zillman comes on. I don't want to hear it. Third tackle now for Samoa. They're going to be 48. Momo says, how much do you think the game will change if there's a sin bin? A lot. Yeah, especially in a game like this. Fourth tackle with the quality that's on the field from both sides, a ridiculous amount. And Samoa will be taken down to the 33 on fit tackle. They go at Benai Uelu. Jerome Luai puts that one up into the air. Good chase 3 from Samoa, but New Zealand, Keanu Kenny with a great grab at the 20. And it'll be first tackle now for the Kiwis coming out of their own line. 20 minutes to go of the first half, guys. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Final game of the rugby league season. Ashes cricket coming on up. And I'm not going to respond to one of Jay's comments there. Third tackle now for New Zealand at the 22. And Crossland gives it across here to Mati Tomoko. And Tomoko's going to be at the 30 on fourth tackle. Samoa have definitely had the momentum of this game. They've definitely been the better team so far in this game, but long way to go. They get the offload away. Really good offload there from Tarbany. They get the ball to Keanu Kenny. Keanu Kenny's got a space. Oh, taking it out to 50. Great space there from Keanu. And they go Dylan Brown. They've got a quick play here. Fit tackle. They go out to the right-hand side here. It's fit tackle. Nikora out of the 25. The 20 steps. Dylan Brown flicks it back to Nikora. He's at the 5. Oh, that's going to be a knock on. That's going to be a knock on. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. That was so close. That's going to be Samoa ball at the 10. Oh, that would have been one of the tries of the season, dude. Chris says, who scored the first try? First try was Brian To'o. Not for Samoa going to win. It's a great game right now. Fawcett and Okora, and then he's at the 38. Gets that ball to the 25. Back to Dylan Brown. Dylan Brown steps, then passes it back to Nikora, and then he just couldn't. Even if he threw it backwards, Jerome Luai probably knocks it back anyway, and they get the ball. But great play. Probably needed to try and kick that ball into the corner. Would have been hard for Nikora, a back rower, but second tackle now for Samoa at the 18. Brown might be top one halfback of all time after that. Oh, please. But Murray Taulagi has come out of the shed, so we might be able to come back. Oh, it's a right knee. Oh, Crossan just got bounced. Bounced by Junior Bolo. He just got bounced. Oh, boy. Junior Bolo has just said, wake up, Newcastle. It's 4 tackle now for the Samoans, and Jazz Tavanga on the field. He's at the 45. No one there to pick the ball up, but they took it late. Okay, here we go. Chancey, Brian To'o at the 35, kicks it down to the corner for himself, and it will bounce over the sideline. Still works out quite well, though. Still works out quite well. Laurie's back on the KFC comments. Every week from Laurie. Every week. Laurie's here to remind everyone about KFC. Murray Metcalf, what a player. What a player. It's a good pass to find him in open space. Needed the bounce, but either way, he wouldn't have got back. Keanu had that covered. 18.5 minutes to go first half. Completion rate, really key here. 91% for Samoa, 73% for New Zealand. Line breaks for Samoa 2, New Zealand 1. That tells you why this scoreline's like this. Right now, the run meters are exactly the same. 444 for Samoa, 443 for New Zealand. But that's a better sign for New Zealand on the basis that they have had less completions. They've had less of the ball. As Papali'i, they go to the left, and Dylan Brown kind of playing as a bit of a centre. He throws the ball back onto the inside. Luckily, they've got Casey McLean there waiting for it. Casey McLean's going to look for the hole and take it down 4 tackle at the 48. They're like, oh, good run. Gets the off on away. Take it out of 30. No, he's still going here, Nafahu White. At the 20. Oh, 15. At the 10. Nafahu White, the 5. What a run. 5 metres out from the line. Fit tackle. Fierce cross on the right-hand side. They're going to have numbers galore. Bring the core. That is unbelievable defense from Simi Sasangi. Where's old mate? Who said Sasangi's going to have a blinder? Because he is having a blinder right now. He is. Counter Kenny is a freak, Sam. Jeez, what a game this is, though. Yeah, and Nafahu White, Nofo. How good was that run? Now, Roda Tuivasa-Sheck will be taking out of the 8. This is an incredible game right now. This is the way to end the season. So Jerome Luai goes to Brian To'o, and To'o is going to be at the 10 on second tackle. It's like New Zealand are playing at a similar level to what Samoa played in week 1, but Samoa playing at a similar level to what New Zealand played in week 1. You know, Samoa are more consistent across the play at the moment, but New Zealand are probably the more threatening across the play, but they're not clinical enough. I mean, it's an interesting switch from the round 1 matchup. And fit tackle now for Samoa. They're at the 35 on their own side of the field. This game is origin level, absolutely incredible. It absolutely is. It is a really good game, footy right now. So Jerome Luai is going to kick this ball down to the 20, where Keanu Kinney now, he'll bring this ball out to the 25 to the 30, looking for a hole. He will get taken down to the 32 on first tackle. Scott says, DC finally announced he's signed with the Roosters. Yeah, 2 days ago I put out a video about that, bro. There's a video on my channel from 2 days ago. Don't forget, guys, put your post notifications on because there will be a video every day when there is no stream. And we've obviously got a long off season to come, so we'll be talking all news about rugby league and NRL. So even when there's no NRL or international streams, we will still be posting plenty of content. Plus, we've got the Ashes coming up. 4th tackle now at the 40. Phoenix crossing. Yeah, New Zealand are starting to take back a bit more of the game. New Zealand taking out of the 28 on fit tackle. But thanks, mate. Welcome to 2 days ago, Dad says. They kick it through. Little dinker. Oh, taken down to the 5. Great little dink. And Isaiah Papali'i is going to absolutely warp Roger Tuivasa-Sheck back into the ground there at the 5. He's gained about 3 extra metres there, Tuivasa-Sheck. And now we're going to see Dean Mariner bring it out to the 13 on second tackle. Laurie says, to think Kinney wasn't even considered to play, he's the man. Yeah, but that is also because he's been injured all year. Like, Keanu Kinney has been injured and is lucky to be still playing. Rugby league, risky. What are you doing? What? Did Voss just say, and I like that from Samoa? We've just seen New Zealand get a penalty when Samoa had the ball. Bolo just decided to, throw the ball like a left, right, good night. What happened just then? So Murray Taulagi has been ruled out with a knee, guys. Murray Taulagi will not be back here today for Samoa. So 14 minutes and 45 seconds to go the first half. Chris says, bro, I believe Samoa win. Well, New Zealand are about to go on the attack here with the penalty. They're going to be 10 metres out with a complete fresh set of damn well 6. 13 metres away. Fozza getting into him. Final game, Fozza. The OG says Samoa on top. Right now they are, but New Zealand, they're coming on strong right now. They go to the right, and it's going to be Joe Tarpany, who's at a 13 on first tackle. One of the worst things I've ever seen all season, Mitchell. And then Voss goes, yeah, I like this, though. Second tackle now at the 3. Isaiah Papali'i. Josh Papali'i comes on for Francis Molo. Nafahu White to Crossland. Crossland all the way across into Kieran 4 and 4. And Dylan Brown at the back here. Charles Newell Klookstad. He steps. He gets the offload away. Isaiah Papali'i. He'll be taken down at the 6. This is good defense from Samoa right now. Good defense. Third tackle, 14 minutes to go in the first half. Now, New Zealand's offload count is 7. That's a lot. New Zealand, 9 minutes away through Aaron Clark. 4 tackle. Phoenix crosses 6 again. That's massive. Dylan Brown gives it back here to Joseph Tarpany. And it's going to be first tackle, 12 metres away from the line. This is a massive set. If New Zealand break through, it's huge. If Samoa can keep them out, that's even bigger. Because New Zealand have had plenty of opportunity down here now. Right-hand side. They don't go short. They go for... He's held up. He's held up over the line. There may be an obstruction here, though. No, they're just going to take him out to the 10. I definitely know it was a no try. Yeah, they're saying declined to check it. It's not going to be. They're not going to check it. And, okay, well, let's just look at Dylan Brown. His entire saliva coming out right now. Why are we watching him spit his saliva everywhere? What are we doing, folks? What are we doing? I don't need to see what he ate for breakfast and what he's been drinking when he's partying. I don't need to know. All right, so will there be a Pacific Cup next year? No. Quite hard to play at the same time as State of Origin plus Rugby League World Cup. Yeah, Rugby League World Cup is it next year. There will be no Pacific Cup. Watch the guy dribble from every orifice. It's like, Fox, we don't need to watch him dribble from every single area that you could possibly dribble from. Should have played Brown at halfback. We would have scored that. Oh, my goodness me. Oh, my goodness me, Mitchell. You know. Oh, Jerome Luai is bleeding out of his nose right now. God bless him. There's a stoppage right now. A stoppage. We're just waiting for it to get back underway. You know what? I'm going to message my mum and ask her if she can make me a coffee. 1 second. It's an injury wait right now. You can't really blame for a high tackle there. And 2 of those things. All right, so New Zealand, it's going to be third tackle, and they're going to be, oh no, they're 7 metres away from the line, third tackle. Yeah, surely you're going to see New Zealand get over the line here. Crossland gives out the back to Dylan Brown. Dylan Brown to Kieran Foran. Kieran Foran gets it across. Keanu Kenny. And Keanu Kenny whacked at the 15 on 4 tackle. 15 metres out. They go across to Matty Tomoko. Kieran Foran. Joseph Tarpany. Tarpany flicks out the back of Dylan Brown. Dylan Brown to the 15. He gets it across. Now it's Casey McLean. You know how strong he is. He's held up over the line. Oh, it's good defense from Samoa again. It's good defense again. Truly, like, Case McLean, he is so strong, dude. Fit tackle, 10 metres out. Isaiah Papali'i, Dylan Brown, off to Aaron Clark, Kieran Foran gets his ball across. He's intercepted by Samoa! Semi Sasangi! He's having a belter! Boshka! Samoa out of nowhere. Semi Sasangi, where is he? He's had an absolute belter. He heard me criticising him yesterday. He heard me criticising him on the video that I made. And he just said, you know what? Screw that bloody bastard on that screen. I'm going to go and have a belter. He's got the intercept. Semi Sasangi says, see ya later, mudda bish. And it's 10-0 to get to come back to be 12-0. That wasn't the ball from Foz Brenton. Wasn't the ball. Samoa says, get that in your belly, son. Get that right up in there. That's a huge intercept there from Simi Sasangi. And he scores out of the post. That was not the ball, Fozza. That was not the ball. So it's about to be 12-0. And right now, New Zealand, they're struggling to get over the line. This defense from Samoa has been solid. And listen, guys, if you want to tell me to criticize your NRL players next year going into a game, well, please, don't know it away, because I had to criticize Sasangi yesterday because he can be extremely up and down, and I don't know what position he plays. But he's having a belter defensively, attacking-wise. Just got an intercept. He's having a brilliant game. Brilliant game. Exactly. There he is, Yeshua. Yeah, Yeshua. That's the one we're talking about. No, we've been speaking about it. I was like, mate, if you want me to criticize any player, going to the NRL season next year, then I'm your guy, because he's having a belter. He is having a belter. All right, so it's going to be kicked over from Blaze Talangi, and there it is, 12-0. 12-0 with 10 minutes to go in the first half here, guys. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Here we go. You already do it. Didn't work. He's mad you talked to me. Hey, fair enough, Tautala. Fair enough. Fair enough. So 10 minutes to go in the first half. And Samoa, New Zealand, they're getting a little bit of a tickle right now. They're getting a little bit of a tickle here, tickle there, tickle everywhere. Hold on. Let me just make sure. All right. Please turn your caps off. No one especially here. All right. 10 minutes to go here, the first half. And New Zealand kick it off. They've got to really find a way to take control of this game, because that would have sent shockwaves down their confidence system, throwing an intercept while they're on the attack 20 metres out from the line. Like, that would have sent absolute shockwaves. Second tackle now for Josh Papali'i. And they'll be at the 30. They go to the left-hand side, Jaden Sewer. And Jaden Sewer now, he'll be at the 35 on third tackle. 40 metres out. Junior Bolo to the 50 on fourth tackle. Oh, I'll come and hold on. Yeah. Just leave it there. I'll come and get it in a second. Yeah. All right. So first tackle here for New Zealand. Oh, sweet. And second tackle. Thank you. Second tackle here for New Zealand at the 40. And Phoenix Crossland. They go to the right. New Zealand now third tackle at 35. Imagine if the Leiluas were playing Samoa, would have scored 80 by now. Shut up, man. Kieran Foran at the 30 on fourth tackle. All right. Fire it up. Fourth tackle. Crossland. And he gives it to Counter Kenny. Counter Kenny is 20 metres away from the line. Give it out to the left. Kieran Foran. Aaron Clark at the back now. Dylan Brown. Great step. Great defense again from Samoa. Dylan Brown with a great step, but Samoa just too good at the moment, and they hold him down 3 metres out, and Payne Haas has stopped it. It's just fantastic stuff. Just fantastic stuff. And Samoa 5 metres out, first tackle. This is history-changing stuff. 9 minutes to go in the first half. Can New Zealand find a way to score before half-time? And that's not the play from Jazz Tavanga. Knock on, and New Zealand will be 8 metres away from the line here on zero tackle. That's not good. Such good defense. You can't be doing that. 6 again, so it's zero tackle, and they're going to be 5 metres out from the line. First tackle, 5 metres away. Crossland goes out to the right, Dylan Brown. Dylan Brown gets it across to Aaron Clark. Aaron Clark is 10 metres away. This is really good defense right now. Yeah, Payne Haas just followed the ball across most of the width of the field. 6 again for New Zealand. You have to score here, New Zealand. You've had so many opportunities. You have to score here. 6 again. Crossland off to Kieran Foran at the 10. They give it across into Dylan Brown. Dylan Brown at the back. Now to Counter Kenny. Counter Kenny steps. He steps again, and we take it down to the 15. Did he lose that ball? No, he didn't. It's all right. First tackle at the 15. It's Papali'i. He'll go to Dylan Brown. Dylan Brown to... that's going to be Xavier Willison, who's 7 metres away. Crossland. He'll go to Aaron Clark. Aaron Clark, short ball. Nafahu White with the slap New Zealand back in again. Try time New Zealand's about to be a 6-point game. And this is red hot right now. Jazz. Unfortunately, Reese, all that good work from Simi Sasungi was undone by Jazz Tavanga knocking that ball on, giving New Zealand another opportunity. And you just can't keep giving them opportunities. You can't do it. That's a great pass there from Aaron Clark. He just saw Nafahu White, had some space to his right-hand side. He rolls around the tackle and gets over the line, and it's about to be a 12-6 ball game. Daniel Levi would never make an error like that. Olivia, Mitchell, you're up. Olivia, I think you're not live with us. I think you need to refresh the stream. Because that happened about 5 minutes ago. I do have to tell her thank you and love you. I just want to say thank you and love you. All right, 7 minutes to go to the first half. White as a dog, though. Yeah, absolute massive unit. He's been great today. 1 try, 2 line breaks, 5 tackle busts, and 53 run meters. And that is a fantastic try there, but also big shout out Aaron Clark. The big boy Ez. Good eyes up footy from Ez. Absolutely. Absolutely. Navajo White just saying, settle it down. I know. No, you don't, Olivia. No, you don't. You never knew. I had to tell you. You can thank me later by saying thank you for letting me know about not knowing. I forgot to thank her. Oh, okay. I'll accept your apology. So 6.5 minutes to go in the first half. New Zealand should convert this. Nathan Merritt would never. What's with these random players? We got Daniel Levi in the chat. We got Nathan Merritt in the chat. Someone we talk about Sean Johnson. Soon someone's going to bring up like Tim Laffey or something. Like, what's happening? And Jermaine Asako will convert it, and it is 12-6 to Samoa. 6.5 minutes to go of the first half. No one else said thank you. Thank you, Olivia. You're a legend. You're a legend. Sam Cassiano is the greatest NRL player of all time. That is not how you spell William Zillman, Laggy. That is not how you spell William Zillman. You're really got to start learning. You've been here how long on the channel now? You still haven't learned? You still haven't clicked on? You got to start knocking, mate. Come on. William Zillman. Followed very shortly by Keanu Kenny. And by the end of his career, I think Keanu Kenny might be the greatest player of all time. I think you could have Cameron Smith combined with Billy Slater, Darren Lockyer, Wally Lewis, Jonathan Thurston, Andrew Johns, and you still wouldn't be as good of a player as Keanu Kenny. I think that's a really realistic thing to say. I think if you add Will Zillman into that, though, now that's where it gets juicy. Second tackle here at the 30. 6 minutes to go to the first half. And now Crossland up to Aaron Clark, and Aaron Clark will be Xavier Willison at the 40, third tackle. Tim Laffey wishes he was Tim Simona. Tim Simona. You know, I didn't know if I'd ever hear that name in my life again. Aaron Clark now at the 50 on fourth tackle. They're going to roll it back here. 2 fingers crossed to Keanu Kenny. And Keanu Kenny will be taken out of the 40 on fifth tackle. Someone said Tim Laffey. Why isn't he playing for Samoa? I'm glad that you at least recognise that it was a Samoan reference. Good chase. Bushka. Brian Tuttle. Crunch by Jermaine Sarko at the 8. And it'll be Samoa at the 10 metres now on second tackle. You can tell a lot of that momentum Samoa had, the sheer energy and momentum they had, has been sapped out of this game from that knock-on from Jazz Tavanga. It was a really bad mistake. Very bad mistake. Well, I was thinking more, Patrick, time out. You're going 5 minutes. You're lucky you're not going for 10 minutes. You're lagging. You're very lucky you're not going 10 minutes. I'm going to give you 5, though. We'll see you in 5, bud. We'll see you in 5. You ever bring that name up again, and you're getting deleted. Fit tackle now at the 50. Fit tackle at the 50, and Jerome Luai is going to put that ball down to the corner. And, he gets away from one counter Kenny, and he gets off the way there. Oh, good defense from Dean Mariner. He's also been having a solid game. Emery says Samoa starting to tire already. Kiwis all the way or so. I don't think they're tiring, but this game is very much a battle right now. I do not know why it does this, but for some reason today we've been having audio, stuff like that. So if that happens, just let me know in the chat, guys, and I'll fix it pretty quickly. It's all good. So 4 tackle now. Oh, Samoa get through. Isaac Tungo taking down to the 45 on 4 tackle. Just commented saying I sorted. All right, so Samoa now at the 44. They'll flick it back. You guys are about maybe 10, 15 seconds behind me, so do realize that. So Junior Bolo will be taken down to the 30. 5th tackle. Guess who's back? I'm back. I'm back, son. So Jerome Luai, he'll kick that ball into the corner. Jermaine Sako with a great grab. Maybe a penalty tackle there. No, I'll be fine. First tackle now for New Zealand, their own 10. 2.5 minutes to go. All I say to Samoa is don't concede. Do not concede before halftime. Even if you make it 12-12 at like the 50th minute or the 45th minute, it's not that bad. If you concede 2 tries after the first half you've had and it goes 12-12 at halftime, you'll lose this. You need to just not concede before halftime. Again, I repeat, I would completely accept New Zealand scoring to make it 12-12 at the 45th minute or the 50th minute and still be 5 for Samoa. But you can't concede now. You've had a clear better half than New Zealand in a lot of areas, Kianakini, and they're moving the ball right now. They are moving the ball right now. They got 3 on 2 out here. They got 3 on 2 out here. Britton Okora sets back on the inside. Oh, he had Kieran Foran running through. He didn't pass it to him. Britton Okora, that's going to be a penalty, Samoa. Yep. No. Britton Okora and Kieran Foran. Fozza, look, I love him. He's the most incredible human, man. He's the most incredible human. I've got to really clarify this, but it's time, Fozza. It's time, my brother. It's time. He's not had a fantastic game here today. It's a bullshit penalty. What a buzzkill. Nah, it's the right penalty. Foz does run through it and does contact a player. They're all shifted. Nikora had to go down. One more half tour and we party your week, Warriors. I don't think Samoa will ever stop partying. 1 minute, 12 seconds to go here. I would consider a field goal because it doesn't matter about the 7 tackle set. It doesn't matter about the 7 tackle set because there's only a minute to go here the first half, so go for the field goal if you can't score a try. Out to the left. They give it off to Jerome Luai. Luai cross. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. 20 minutes out. 3rd tackle. 49 seconds to go the first half. They roll back to Chanel Harris-Tavita. Harris-Tavita. Oh, Paynas. Oh, my gosh. They just held him short. He's still going here at the 13. Now Junior Bolo. Did Fossey just say he's the sexiest man on the planet? What just happened? 4th tackle. Consider the field goal now, Samoa. Consider the field goal. They go out the back of Jerome Luai. Luai spreads it out right inside. Dean Merrill. Oh, it's a double movement. I think it's gonna be a double movement here. I think this is gonna be a double movement here, bro. Oh, I don't think so. I think he's gone down and then he's made another move. I don't think it's momentum. I think this will be a no try. I think that, yeah, they've called this. They're going to the bunker to check the double movement. I think this is a no try. Mick Ennis, I don't agree with you saying that first look it looks good. If we see on the... So he's down here. Yeah, no, bro. Or maybe, actually. Maybe. This actually could be because the ball stays up, but are they saying the momentum has stopped and then he's gone again? Because he goes down here. Do they say momentum stopped there? I think they might say momentum stop there. This will be interesting. Hand under the ball, though. That might be I don't know what they're going to call here. This will be interesting. This is going to be very interesting, actually. I don't see the ball on the line, actually, Klein says. This will be harsh if they don't give this a try. You can't see the ball on the line, but like, if you're not calling double move, if you're not calling the possession stopped and then he's gone again, then you have to say that's touch. They're going to call this a no try, you watch. This is going to be harsh, Samoa. This is going to be harsh. This is going to be criticised for days and weeks. It's a try in England, they says. You're right. I don't know if they're going to allow this because his own hand is underneath the ball. Oh, dude, they're still looking for ways to not call this. Yeah, surely that ball hits the line tunnel, but you can't call surely, unfortunately. It has to be because they went up as a no try to the bunker. Oh! Oh, dude, that's painful for Samoa. Oh, dude, I gotta be honest with you, that's rough. So it's a no try, folks. Oh, dude, if you're Samoa, you'd be fucking livid. You would be livid. You would be livid right now. That's outrageous. Well, how is he playing the ball at the 4 here? I don't understand. Well, okay. So that means they're going to go. Please tell me ball don't lie. Please tell me ball don't lie. Jerome Luai, 7 seconds left. It's 6, 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. What? Luai is trying. Oh, if you don't get a high tackle penalty here. Oh my gosh. How is this game ending this way? He is bleeding out of the nose here, Luai. You can't challenge it. Oh, you can challenge a high tackle, to be fair. Oh, no, you've gone down into that. No, unfortunately, while you've put your head down into that, like he's been up and then he's gone down like this. You can see it's pretty. This is a crazy way to finish this half. He's also ruined a field goal opportunity here if they don't get the penalty. No, but look at his head. Look at his head. Bro, you can't call that high. Look at Jerome Luai throw his head down. How on earth, like that's a bit of ball don't lie because it probably should have been a try there for Samoa. But like, this is a schmozzle of a bunker performance right now. I don't understand it. Like, I can understand the black and whiteness, but I also don't understand how that wasn't a try for Samoa. But to award a penalty here to Jerome Luai when you can quite clearly see him throw his head directly down into the forearm of the player makes absolutely no sense. So Samoa have been robbed a try, but also New Zealand have now been robbed of 2 points against them. I'm sorry, but that's a ridiculous call on both sides. Samoa have reason to complain. New Zealand have reason to complain. That is ridiculous. That's a penalty, and that is ridiculous. It wasn't a try. That is ridiculous. Well, the penalty is for the no try. Well, irregardless though, they're not together. They are separate incidents. The bunker is stupid here, and the bunker is stupid here. That is not a penalty. That is 100%. You cannot just say, because he's been contacted high, then that 100% is a penalty. It doesn't make sense. He's thrown his head into the arm. He's thrown his head into the arm. Anyway, it was a great half, and look, I'm okay with it because it deserves to be more than one score for Samoa over New Zealand. It's 14-6 at half time, but if you're Samoa, you're pissed off that wasn't a try because that was a try. And if you're New Zealand, you're pissed off that was a penalty just then because they called that and then they've called that. Is that a make-up penalty? Is that a make-up penalty? Because it's just like all over the shop. It's like it's all over the shop. This is much better than Australia vs England. Oh, yeah, no, that's dribble. This has been fantastic, this game. This has been absolutely fantastic. Warriors says haters going to hate. Well, I'm questioning bad calls, and both for Samoa and New Zealand. It's not about hating. It's about, if that had have happened for Samoa, then you would have absolutely been complaining the exact same way. Everyone is going to complain about that on Samoa's behalf and for New Zealand's behalf. The bunker in a space of a minute, 1 minute, one singular minute, have gone and ruined Samoa getting a try when they 100% that ball gets the line. And then when they didn't give that, they've then proceeded to screw over New Zealand by giving Samoa a free 2 points when Jerome Luai's quite clearly thrown his head into the tackle. I don't understand. Jackson says, just thinking of the month to get to know each other, social issues with you, all the way I can do with it with the kids to be able for the same. What's happening? I don't even understand what you just said. Nuffus just wanted to try. I didn't see it on the ground. So this is the thing. It's like Ashley Klein has called it a no try for a double movement. Then they've taken away the double movement and said that's fine, even though I would argue that He's stopped and then he's made a second attempt, but regardless, it's not what they were calling. His arm doesn't touch the ground, no double movement. So then he gets over the line and it's like, well, his hand is underneath his own hand, which is kind of rough to say the least, that you're losing that because of your own hand. But also there are angles there where the ball does touch the ground, but there's not an angle where it clearly shows it's over the line, but the ball is over the line when it's in his hands, so you would assume, and it definitely is touching the line. It's like, you know it is a try, but I guess you can't prove it. So whilst I understand how they came to that conclusion, I believe it's still the wrong conclusion because common sense should apply a lot of ways there. And I feel like a lot of Kiwis will say the exact same thing. But there is no common sense used about that penalty that we've just seen for Samoa. Like, no common sense. No common sense. As he says, another typical Klein ref game. Klein didn't call that. Klein didn't call that. Also, Klein didn't say he was held up or didn't get the ball to the line. He didn't say he was short. He said that it was a double movement, which was wrong. That's fine. Because you can understand why he thought that originally. But Ashley Klein didn't call that as a high tackle either. Ashley Klein didn't call it as a high tackle. It's not Klein. It's the bunker. The bunker is separate. The bunker is separate. That was 100% try. It was all in my motion. They didn't take the try away and call it a no try on the basis of double movement. They took the try away because they said the ball didn't touch the ground over the try line. So the difference to what you're arguing there. Sure, so they take BK over other commentary. That's what I need to watch the games. Appreciate you, man. Well, let's get into some of these halftime stats here, guys. It is halftime of the Pacific Cup final. Samoa lead 14-6. Do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe. If you are new around here, the final game of Rugby League for 2025. We are going to be talking all things international rugby league on Tuesday on a video, and tomorrow we're going to talk about Payne Haas and R360 and all that kind of stuff. So if you are subscribed and you haven't hit the notification bell yet, then chuck that on, because every day at 5 p.m. AEDT, unless the Ashes are on, you will see a new discussion video about what's going on in the NRL, and then cricket's coming up very soon. But all right. 14-6 to Samoa at halftime. Brian To'o and Simi Sasangi try scorers. Nafahu White for New Zealand. Blaze Salangi has gotten both of his conversions, and same with Isako. And then the Samoans have got that really controversial penalty right at the end. We go to the stats. Now, possession-wise, it doesn't surprise me. 54% possession here in New Zealand, 46% of Samoa. So they've had more of the ball. They couldn't do enough with it because Samoa's defense was so good. Samoa's defense was really good in that first half. Time in possession, 16 minutes and 4 seconds for New Zealand, 13 minutes and 34 seconds for Samoa. That is 29 minutes and 38 seconds. Really impressive. That is really impressive on time possession. That means we've seen 39 and a half minutes of ball in play. Sometimes we're seeing games at 20 minutes, 21 minutes, 22 minutes. The reason why you're enjoying this so much is because the ball is fluid. It is in play. There is not much stoppages, and we are getting to see the game move. So that's why I am really appreciative of Ashley Klein in this game so far, because the game is moving. And despite the fact that New Zealand have 2.5 more minutes of football than what you're seeing from Samoa, there is 29 minutes of ball and 29 and a half minutes of ball in play. That's a really healthy number. Now, completion rate, 80% is what you need to hit as a marker. 80% is good. 80% is what Samoa are at. They're at 17 from 21, so they're hitting the marker. New Zealand not far behind at 77%. 17 from 22. They're 3% below the marker. Very close to Samoa, though. It's just that New Zealand have had one extra set, because it's 17-22, 17-21. So it's just that Samoa have had one less set than what New Zealand have had there. So very, very close, but at least Samoa are hitting that 80% marker. Runs-wise, 113 runs for the Kiwis with 877 run meters, whilst the Samoans are at 100 runs for 794 run meters. So currently speaking, on its pure stats alone, they are 83 run meters better off New Zealand in this game so far. They've got 83 more run meters, if I'm not mistaken. But if you're going for the 10 meters an average per run stat that you look for on a really good number, that would mean that New Zealand are currently down behind that. You would need 1,130 to get to 113. 1,130, so that'd be 977, 1,077. That'd be about 240 meters behind the 10 meters an average per run that you're looking for. Right, but 877 is still a good amount of run meters for a first half. But they're about 240 meters behind what you look for 10 meters an average per run. While Samoa, at 100 for 794, they're about 206 meters behind the 10 meters an average per run that you're looking for. So it'd be really unfair to just give that extra 130 meters to Samoa, but they're probably at a very similar rate. If you give Samoa the extra 13 runs to equal out with New Zealand here for 113, you're probably seeing Samoa between 860 to maybe 890, which is exactly where New Zealand is. So it's a very even game right now in regards to run meters. Post-contact meters, very close as well. 247 for New Zealand, 223 here for the Samoans. Now, that is a 24-meter post-contact meter swing. Samoa would be an advantage of this. With an extra 13 runs, you're probably looking at giving them an extra 20 to 30 meters. Maybe. No. Maybe about 20 meters or so. So you're probably... Oh, they're probably about the same. 20 to 30 extra meters will get them to about the 250, 260 marker. It's still probably about the same. Very similar game here for run meters battle. It's just New Zealand have had more ball. Line breaks, 4-3. We saw it was 2-1 Samoa early, and now it's 4-3. So New Zealand are waking up in the game. Tackle breaks, though. This is horrific on an individual statistic. On an individual statistic, this is absolutely horrific. 38 tackle breaks for the Kiwis, 31 tackle breaks for Samoa. We're going to get into those missed tackles in a second because that is absolutely absurd. Average set distance, 25 meters and below is turn the stream off pathetic. 25 to 30 is disgusting. 30 to 35 is underwhelming. 35 to 40 is hitting the marker. 40 to 45 is great. 45 to 50 is fantastic. And 50 plus is basically perfect. Now, the Kiwis are at 39.87, so they're extremely high end of the hitting the marker category. They're not getting a great amount of meters on an average set distance, but they're very close to it at 39.87. And then Samoa are at a very similar rate of 37.85. They're mid-range of the getting... hitting the marker, getting a decent amount of meters. They're both in the same category, off by about 2 meters, not too much difference here, which is what I was trying to tell you in regards to that run meters comparison, post-contact meters and runs amount, just separating. Now, you got the average play the ball speed. Anything under 3.2 is extremely fast. 3.21 to 3.39 is fast. 3.4 to 3.59 is average. 3.6 to 3.79 is slow. And 3.8 and above is extremely slow. Now, the Kiwis are right on the brink of average. They're at 3.39 seconds, right on the brink of fast, just 0.01 away from going into the average category. Whilst you've got Samoa at 3.46 seconds, which is 0.07 seconds behind what New Zealand is at, but that's in the early, lower average category for just a normal play the ball speed. So very similar. A lot of these stats, it's a very similar game right now. It's just that Samoa's defense has been able to come up clutch in the key times as a collective unit, but individually speaking, well, we'll talk about that in a second. Offloads, a whopping 14 for New Zealand. 14 offloads for New Zealand is huge. That is a lot of offloads. Well, 6 offloads for Samoa. Then you go to the kick defusal, 80% for Kiwis, 100% for Samoa. And then we move down to the defense. Oh my gosh. Well, guys, it's not surprising. We're in the final game of the season. We've seen the worst effective tackle percentage we have ever seen in our history. And yet we are telling you that Samoa has been very good defensively. I'm about to give you a number you might have a heart attack on. 85% and below is very bad. I'm going to need to clarify this. Effective tackle percentage is an individual player percentage. And it's not a collective because the effective tackle percentage is missing tackles and ineffective tackles. So it is on the player themselves. So anything under 85% is really poor. It is disgusting. 85% to 88% is underwhelming. 88% to 90% is hitting the marker. And 90% and above is fantastic, basically perfect. Not one of these teams is above 80%. That's 5% into the disgusting category. That is 8% below the marker. That is 10% below the fantastic category. 79.7% for the Kiwis is dribble. They are missing a ridiculous amount of tackles. 161 tackles made for a whopping 31 missed tackles and 10 ineffective tackles. To give that into comparison with the average of the NRL. 15 to 17 is an average amount of missed tackles in the first half. 6 to 7 is an average amount of ineffective tackles. 31 missed tackles is 14 higher than the highest of the averages at 17. 10 ineffective tackles is 3 higher than the highest of the averages of ineffective tackles. That is 41 bad tackles from New Zealand in that first half. That is wild. But let's go with the kicker here and tell you Samoa at 74.51%. 74.51% is insane. That is over 10% below the underwhelming category. I've never seen an effective tackle percentage as low as 74.51%. The 190 tackles made, for 38 missed tackles and 27 ineffective tackles. That is 65 bad tackles in the first half from Samoa. And yet they have been good as a collective unit. The scramble has been great. They're holding New Zealand out. They've only conceded 6 points, which was off of a knock-on from Tavanga, mind you. 38 missed tackles is 21 more missed tackles than the highest of the averages in the NRL at halftime. 27 ineffective tackles is 20 higher ineffective tackles at halftime than the average in the NRL at the highest level. 65 bad tackles is absolutely deplorable. But yet, as a collective unit, they've come together. That is incredible stuff. It's incredible that they're dominating this game 14-6, and yet both these teams' effective tackle percentage has been horrific. Like 79.7% is an effective tackle percentage, and 5% above where Samoa is wild to acknowledge. Wild. Now, errors, 3 and below is great. 4 to 6 is average. 7 above is really bad. Both are at 4, so they're both on the average category. Penalties conceded, New Zealand getting up there with 4. 3 for Samoa. It's not too bad, but it's still getting up there. Ruck infringements is 5 against Samoa, 2 against Kiwis. So 5 is quite high there for Samoa. Regardless, I look at the effective tackle percentage, and I just say, like, wow, collectively, these teams are playing great defense. Individually, I can't even believe the number I've just looked at. I cannot even believe the number I've just looked at. We have streamed 99.9% of rugby league games this year across NRL, international games, Origin, and I have not seen that low of a effective tackle percentage ever. Ever. But guys, I'm going to... what do I do now? Do I tip Samoa in the second half, or do I keep it with New Zealand? I don't know. Samoa have been pretty good. But do they tire out? I don't know. This is going to be interesting. Samoa coming up in the second half, guys. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. You know what? I've got to ride with it. I've got to stick with NZ 1 to 12. But if Samoa can even that possession out to about 50%, they win this game. Samoa win this game if they can even this possession out to 50%. Right now, currently speaking, they're at 45%. If they can even it out to 50%, they win the game, and you win the Pacific Cup. Hey, comment in the chat, guys, right now. Comment in the chat. Who do you think wins this game? Are Samoa about to win their first ever international major trophy for rugby league, or is New Zealand about to come back and break the hearts of Samoa? Let us know in the comment section right now. Gerard says, absolutely, they're great and best prop combination, but individual, not even close to hearts, not even fish. I'm sorry. Who are we talking about? It's crazy Samoa doing this without even Big Spencer or Critter. I think Spencer is great, but he's going to come off the bench. Critter is a huge one, though. And Hamiso into the team next year is like, whoa! Hamiso and Crichton. Now we're talking, but okay, second half is underway. New Zealand will start with the ball at the 5. And they get this ball out the back to Nafahu White, who brings it to the 15. He's been good today. Yeah, Stephen Crichton in. Stephen Crichton will come in and you'll see, oh, jeez, what do you do? Like, Dean Marron is great, but you're going to have to chuck in Stephen Crichton there. And does Roger make the team? That's a big question for Samoans in the chat. Does Roger make the team next year with Hamiso as the fullback and Stephen Crichton as the centres? Or do you take out Isaac Tunga and Dean Mariner and just chuck Hamiso and Stephen Crichton as the centres and keep Roger as the fullback? How old is Roger next year? Well, they've got a good team next year. World Cup is shaping up to be a belter. We'll be live for all of it. All right, so Samoa are going to grab this ball at the 5 through Brian To'o. And they'll be taken down here at the 20 on first tackle. I can't drop Marin after his form, though, man. I agree, but what do you do? Like, how are you fitting these guys into the team? Of course you're going to have to fit in Hamiso, and of course you're going to have to fit in Stephen Crichton. So Samoa are 0-11 against New Zealand and Australia. This would be the first time they've ever beaten one of those two teams. It would be okay if Samoa would life in their own country. Samoas would life in their own country. I don't even know what that means. Payne Haas on 4 tackle. He'll get this ball to the 48 on his own side of the field. New Zealand don't have Jerome Hughes, has a bigger out. Foz is retired. I agree, Noffo. I do agree. And Foz is a mate of mine. Like, I love him. He's a great dude, but like, it's time. Yeah, it's definitely time. And they'll be huge next year. And up it goes. Is that knocked back from Samoa? They might score! They have scored, Samoa. It's 8-6 for the kid to come. Oh, they're going to check this. They're going to check this. They're going to check this. I don't know what we're looking at here. King of the last tackle. No try. Confirmed there is a knock-on by Samoa, Ashley Klein says. This will be interesting. Okay, so it's going to be Roger up in the air. He's going to touch that. He's going to touch it. Yeah. That will be a knock-on here from Roger, unfortunately. Does it come off Keanu Kenny first, though? It probably comes off Keanu first, though. It's probably a 6 again here for... it's probably a 6 again for Samoa, but it's a no try. Does he hit it with the back of his hands there? Have they said this is a straight up knock on from Roger and not touched by Keanu? Is this what the bunker's saying? Oh, they're going to say it's Kiwis' ball here. Like, it's a knock on from Roger, but I swear that came off of Keanu's left shoulder first. I guess that's not a knock on. No, I guess that's not a knock on. But, like, they have called that a knock on. Anyway, so it's first tackle here. I thought that it was going to be a knock on Kiwis first and then Samoa knock it on for a no try. I didn't think they were going to call it just straight up as a Roger Tuivasa-Sheck knock on, but I guess they've said that it hit him here, so it's not going to be classed as a knock on from Keanu. So Fairs crossing out to 25, gets into Aaron Clark, and Aaron Clark is going to be 35 metres out from his own line. Roger knocked it on. No, I'm not arguing that. Roger definitely knocked it on. I thought they were going to call Keanu Kenny to knock it on first, and then Roger knock it on for a Samoa ball to 10. Should be double knock on, no advantage played, Samoa's ball to 10. That's what I was thinking, Aaron, for like, but that's what, yeah, they didn't call that. Forward tackle now for the Kiwis to the 45. Crossland gets it across here to Keanu Kenny, and Keanu Kenny's going to run this ball and just get slammed in the line. Aaron for life says, hoping for Samoa to win this half. We need to sign a position to send Klein down New South Wales Cup. Tired of him constantly making the game about him. What did you complain about from him in the first half? Because if you're complaining about the no try for Samoa, he called it a no try bunker review on a double movement, which was overturned. Oh, lost ball, Dean Mariner. Lost ball, Dean Mariner. And the Kiwis will get the ball here 25 metres out here from the line. I think he's just making a tackle here. I wouldn't challenge this. So in regards to the no try, whilst I can agree that you'd be upset about the no try, 10 seconds has passed here, Ashley Klein. I'd complain about this. Oh, he is stripping that ball. They should have challenged that. Oh, they've overturned it, have they? Have they overturned it? Well, that's a good call from Klein. If you're complaining about the try, that's the bunker's fault. If you're complaining about the penalty in front of the sticks, that is also the bunker's fault. So Samoa's ball to 20, so they've said it's a 1-1 strip from Papali'i, and it's a forward knock on. So Samoa will get the ball at the 25. That is absolutely massive. Luai, oh! Crunch the tackle with Simi Sasangi at the 25. Titans could have gone fullback next year when fit. Keanu Kenny is the greatest player of all time, mate. And then Luai, he'll get taken back to the... Not Luai, who is that? That's Brian Oh, sorry. And now Payne Haas with a huge run. Third tackle. He's just got an absolute motor on him, doesn't he? Third tackle at the 40. Which is up the Kiwis. Tapani being better than Fish or Leota today. Leota was very ill-disciplined early. Very ill-disciplined. Samoa really got into his head for sure. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. He's going to be at the 45 on fit tackle. 35 minutes. If the score stays the same, history will be made today to end off a historic 2025 Rugby League season. And up it goes. Great take there from Jermaine Sarko. He pushes off Brian To'o, but he'll get taken out at the 10. Angie says, go the boys, Kiwis and Toa. Mangere is so quiet right now. They're all watching. Second tackle now at the 15. 35 minutes to go the game. Simi been a gun all year for the Raiders? Definitely not. Definitely not. But he's had a great game today. Unfortunately, Ethan Strange being out and Simi Sasangi playing 5'8" was a big reason the Raiders got knocked out against the Sharkies. But Keanu came with a good run, and he'll get this ball to the 30 on 4 tackle. Now roll it back in across. Yeah, Counterkin's had a lot of runs. Xavier Willison, he'll get this ball out of the 40 on fit tackle. Who do you guys have man's match right now? Right now, would have Paynas. Paynas has been a machine. Absolute monster at the moment. But Roger now brings this ball out here to the 25, and it's going to be on first tackle now to the 30. Sorry, first tackle. First tackle. This game has quietened down a little bit at the moment, which is good for Samoa. Plenty of time for the Kiwis still. Oh, long way to go in this game, Casey. Long way to go. There is still 34 minutes to go. It's only an 8-point game. Like it's a nothing score. And now Samoa get the offload away. They give it off here to Jaden Sewer, and Jaden Sewer is going to be 47 minutes away from the line, third tackle. Chanel Harris to Vida. They'll go out to the left. That big intercept from Simi Sasangi that Kieran Foran threw that pass is what's costing them big right now. They go to the right of Payne Haas, and another big run here from Payne Haas. He'll get this ball to the 28 on fit tackle. And now Harris to Vida puts one up into the corner. And good take from Keanu. First tackle for the Kiwi, for the Kiwis, their own 7. Nofo says, what do Samoans like those siren things on the car? It's a great point. It's a great point. Second tackle now. Second tackle at the 15. They give it off to Jermaine Sarko. And he'll be at the third tackle. No, it's going to be a penalty to Kiwis at the 20. Is a penalty for a high tackle. Jaden Sewer. And the Kiwis are going to get themselves out of trouble. They probably should be able to kick this ball to around the 40, maybe the 50 at best. And they will get into a nice position. They just need to be consistent here, man. You don't need to chance the arm yet. There's plenty of time left here. Don't let the pressure get to you. All right, well, they've only kicked it to the 35, so only a 15-metre kick there. That was pretty disappointing. But then again, we're seeing that a lot nowadays because other players are close past horizontal. We are seeing quite a bit in the NRL of players not kicking the ball out with the penalties, so I guess that's why they're being a lot more conservative. Second tackle now for New Zealand at the 50. D6 says, hope Saar wins. Well, Samoa right now at 14-6. They're looking all right. They're looking good. 40 metres out for New Zealand, though. Third tackle. That might be a penalty. No, it's 6 again. It is 6 again for New Zealand. Oh, Papali'i and Eric Clark going head-to-head. Someone throw an uppercut, you cats. Come on. Come on. Oh, my gosh. What's just happened here? Oh, my gosh. My stream has just refreshed. My stream has just refreshed. What is happening? What is happening? I'm missing it. I'm missing it. I'm missing it. Dearie me. Dearie me. Dearie me. It's still waiting right now. Oh, it's pretty selfish, to be honest. All good to play them and celebrate, but they play them all night, Celine. Okay, so it's going to be second tackle now for the Kiwis. 25 metres away here from the line. 25 metres away here from the line. Second tackle to 22. The Kiwis go to the right-hand side, now up the middle. You're going to have to remove that one, Jay. It's ruined it. They give it out to Nafahu White. Nafahu White is going to be Azzy Sport, bro. What you ruined it, bro. Time him out, Jay. Third tackle now to 13. Now I know what's about to happen. They give it off here to Kieran Foran. Kieran Foran at the back now. Here's a chance for New Zealand. Try time for the Kiwis. Try time for the Kiwis. And it is going to be well and truly back in action. 14-10 with a kick to come. 14-10 with a kick to come. Sorry, guys. We just had... Guys, if you're in the chat, I may be a little bit behind because, unfortunately, I am in Fiji and have to use a VPN to watch the game. So please don't ruin it in the chat. Wait till I commentate. We're back now. We're back now. All right. 30 minutes to go here, guys, of the game. Hit that like button and subscribe. It is a 2-point game. So thanks, guys. Keep telling him. Guys, do me a favor. I want everyone to refresh the stream. Refresh the stream so that you are live with me, because you might be a little bit behind right now. So please refresh the stream to be live with me right now. Patrick says no sound. Yeah, no, I know. I sound gone again. Gone again. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it is not. Jay's just like, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this. Careful, they 2 away. Yeah, they are. Yes, they are, D6. But yeah, just try to refresh the stream so you are live with us. If I do get muted, just know it might be a couple of seconds before I see it, and then I will we'll fix it. But New Zealand get the ball here 5 metres away from their own line. Now Fahu wide. He'll bring it out to the 15. On first tackle. What a way to end the rugby league season, folks. What a way to finish off the rugby league season. Crossland gives it across to Tomoko, and Tomoko's to be at the 30 on second tackle. 30 minutes to go of the game. Everyone says, good old Fijian internet. It's not the internet that screws... well, yeah, I agree. But it's not the internet that screws the mic. I don't know what happens with the mic. Well, you didn't have a problem yesterday, and we didn't have a problem on the stream earlier today. New Zealand taking down the 42 on 4 tackle. Well, this might be a hit drop here. This may be a hip drop penalty against Samoa here. This will be interesting. Nikora is down, grabbing at his ankle. We're going to have to see this on replay. This may potentially be a hip drop against Jerome. Oh, if it's Jerome Lua, I tell you. Jaden Sewer. No, it is Sewer, and that is a hip drop. Oh, that's dog shit. That's a dog shit tackle from Jaden Sewer. That is a bad tackle. So, penalty in New Zealand. They could consider the 2. They could consider the 2. It's a long way out, but they could consider it. Patrick says, you fixed it after I mentioned it. Well, no, I fixed it when the other guys were mentioning it, but either way, it's fixed. New Zealand don't go with the 2. They're going to be 30 metres out. Here we go, Samoa. Let's see if you can defend this like you did in the first half. But again, statistically, individually, there's a lot of missed tackles here. Oh, maybe after 6 people before you told him. That is true, Sam. New Zealand now 18 metres out from the line. First tackle. Can they take the lead with a bang and then a boom right in the... I was about to say something dodgy there. Second tackle now 10 metres out. 10 metres away. Don't give away a penalty, but also don't give away a try. Left-hand side for the Kiwis. They're 10 metres out. Left-hand side. Here's a chance. Oh, so close to getting through there, New Zealand. But they are 5 metres out. Dylan Brown rolls back to Isaiah Papali'i. They get it across here to Kieran Foran. Foran then gets it across to Xavier Willison. Oh, he's 3 metres out from the line. 4 tackle. 4 tackle here for the Kiwis. Crossland. He'll get it to Aaron Clark. Kieran Foran. Foran out the back now to Counter Kenny. Counter Kenny steps. And he's going to be penalty. Take the 2. Take the 2 every day of the week here. Take the 2 every day of the week in New Zealand. Tie this bad boy up. Tie it up. Tie it up. Here we go. Nemoi Munu says, boys, drop a like. Appreciate you, Nemoi. You got to tie this bad boy up in New Zealand. You got to do it, and that is what they are going to do. Jermaine Sarko's going to step up. And guys, in the final game of the season, we are about to have a tight ball game. Pacific Cup, 28 minutes to go. You would assume he gets this. It should be 14-14. Here we go. Oh, Luai, come on, man. Why is it always him? What does he have a problem with Keanu Kinney? Why is he having a crack at Keanu Kinney all day today? He knows he messed up too. He knows he messed up. No, folks, Samoa and Tonga don't have the spine to beat Aussie. They may win this, but their spines are shite. Wow, don't hold back. Tell us how you really feel. They don't really create tries. Just bash and barge or a kick. Tonga I'd listen to. Samoa are going toe-to-toe with New Zealand right now. But Tonga I would listen to. I think they're a bit fresh right now. And they make the kick. We are in a tie ball game here, folks. Here we go. Here we go. May this season just never end. Sam says, all tied up in the New Zealand A versus New Zealand B. Good game so far. Oh my gosh, people. Have a listen to yourselves. Have a listen to him. Why has he always got a big ego? I don't get it, Olivia. I really don't understand it. Mama says he's too good, that's why. Because Keanu Kinney's the greatest player of all time, Mama. I've actually got his jersey in my... Oh, not this wardrobe. The other wardrobe in the house. His jersey from his first try when he scored against the Newcastle Knights at Magic Round. He's got such a great family, El Keanu. That's why I'll always back him in, and I'll always circle jerk his NRL prowess, the greatest play of all time. And New Zealand will get this ball here inside their own in goal and gives it across to Navahu White. Navahu White will bring this ball out here to the 15. Can you imagine if Keanu King did end up being an incredible player? That would be worth. Like, I would never sell that. It's too meaningful to me. But can you imagine how much that would be worth eventually? If he scored the game-winning try in a grand final. That's his jersey from his first ever game that he scored a try. And New Zealand taking out to the 33 on third tackle. They go to the right-hand side and Aaron Clark. And Aaron Clark get this ball here to the 50. But again, it means too much for me. I would never sell it. Full tackle now at the 50. It's Crossland. And he gets this ball across to Dylan Brown or Samoa. They're fading a little bit right now. Oh, is that a penalty? No, lucky. It was nearly a high tackle. 25 and a half minutes to go here at the game. New Zealand with the ball to 40. And Kieran Foran, the old man, his final 25 minutes. Getting around with a good kick. Good chase. There's Dylan. Knock on Samoa. Oh, it's a penalty. Well, he's offside, but he's deliberately picked it up there. So Mr. Suggy, you're lucky it's not a penalty for an offside, but it's going to be a knock on here. And it's going to be New Zealand get the ball 10 metres out. New Zealand are coming with a charge right now. Puts a lot of pressure. That's Britain Nakora, and I'm loving back rowers. Back rowers in 2025 have really stood out with their kick pressure. Elias Katoa, God bless him. Britain Nakora in this attempt here. Jeremiah Nene is absolutely massive for it. You know, you've got plenty of players, plenty of back rowers. That's why I've really been disappointed with the Titans. I want to see back rowers really put the pressure on, and those guys have been leading the way. He had an ego before that, even in schoolboy footy, he was a big talker. All right, so New Zealand, they're 15 metres out from the line. Dylan Brown, he gives it off here to Casey McLean, who's 10 metres out from the line. Now it is risky business here. Samoa, Jazz Tavunga's down on the field right now. God bless him. Isaiah Papali'i, he's going to try and push over. And second tackle, they're going to go back here and look at Jazz Tavunga, which is going to set Samoa's defensive line. But he actually genuinely is injured right now. God bless him. Boy says, Samoa just leaving a top 5 prop to ride the bench is crazy. Top 5 prop? Who are you talking about? Who are you talking about right now? If you're talking about Payne Haas, he's 1. But if you're talking about Josh Papali'i, he's not top 5 anymore. Oh, you're talking about Terrell May? Yeah, okay. You know, I back you. Yeah, but I think Terrell May should have started, dude. I don't think he's an X factor off the bench. I think it's quite pointless having him on the bench, which is what they're showing right now. Ben Gardner is obviously showing he doesn't believe in him as an X factor player off the bench. I think he needed to. Oh my goodness me! And of course, it's going to refresh this this game just as we're talking about this right now. Just as we're talking about this right now. And that's going to be having to see you 5 minutes. Oh my gosh, Sam, you're lucky it's not 10 minutes, bro. You know exactly why that's going to be having to happen as this straight refreshes. You would assume the Kiwis are going to score here, though. A couple of meters out here from the line. And it is still refreshing right now. It's still refreshing right now. Oh my goodness me. This is really frustrating. This is really frustrating. Well, the Kiwis are going to score here, folks. The Kiwis are going to score, and it is 18-14. It's already come up on the screen now, so I can say it now. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to watch that try, but the Kiwis have gone and scored. I'm going to try and refresh my KO. So the Kiwis will take the lead. They were down 14-6 at halftime, and now they are sitting at 18-14. And taking the lead, and Samoa with that hefty lead from the first half. Unfortunately, right now, it just hasn't gone to plan for them in the second half so far. My KO is refusing to load as we currently speak as well. Refusing to load. Crazy things have happened. How much of a lead did the Storm throw away in the grand final? Yes, there's plenty of time still here. There's plenty of time still to go in this game. Can you guys just confirm for me in the chat that our stream is still smoothly operating? Like, is it still live for you guys? Are we still smoothly going as we currently speak? Because right now my KO is finding it quite literally impossible. Samoa aren't throwing anything of their gas from all their defending. Yeah, well, true. True. And we did see with their defensive possession and whatnot, we did see they were really struggling in regards to the inefficient tackles. They had 65 bad tackles in the first half as well. It's 65 bad tackles, silky smooth. Okay, sweet. So it's just KO that's obviously having problems right now then, because as we currently speak, it is just not letting me load up. I'm going to try and go through a different service. through a different service here. Hold on. Let me try and get KO going over here. I've still got the restaurant Macca's link at the... Emery says, Kiwis will win this. Another 4 or 5 tries from the Kiwis do it game, set, and match. Oh, I think that's a bit ridiculous to say 4 or 5 tries, to be fair. But 20-14. They're up by just the 6 points. Like, it's still only a 6-point game. Let's not pretend right now that this game is all but over. You know, they've still got plenty of opportunity here. Oh my goodness me. Why is everything really struggling right now? Everything is really struggling right now. But it is still just a 6-point game, 20-14 with 22 minutes to go. I might even try and get my laptop here so that I can get it up on my laptop, to be fair, so I can keep on going. Give me 1 second, you guys. Okay, I got it. 20 minutes to go. 20 minutes to go. I'm going to have to open it up here and watch it on this laptop because for some reason it is not showing on my screen. Oh my gosh. Your 21-20 score prediction is on. Yeah, it is. My 21-20 score prediction actually is on right now. That's a good shout. That is a good shout. I did predict that. Not fast Samoa, but wouldn't mind seeing New Zealand win for foreign. Yeah, absolutely, man. It'd be great to see foreign go out on a great level, on a great note here. All right, so let me just do up my VPN there. Of course, it has to happen in the final 21 minutes of the game here. Okay, start that VPN up. All Samoa needs is a convert try. All good here. Just get the 45-second ad. Yeah, well, right now I'm just trying to get this game onto my screen because for some reason my computer has decided to go absolutely schizo at the most important time of the game. The most important moment of the game, and the computer has decided to just go all wild. And well, I guess if I go on to 9 now, it'll show me. If I go onto 9 now, it'll give me because it'll be on channel 9, won't it? It will be on channel 9. Beautiful. Okay, so watch live. Okay, so I'll get it up on channel 9. Yeah, whatever. Log in. Sorry, guys. I don't know what's happening here, but KO's just decided to absolutely go and lose the plot. So I'm just trying to get up 9 now, which will be on in about 1 minute's time. So 60 minutes gone here, guys. 20 minutes to go of the game. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you are new around here. I'll be a couple of seconds. Tavanga is out on his foot right now. We can barely make the line. Yeah, guys, comment in the chat. Let everyone know what's happening in the game whilst I'm trying to sort all this out. Whilst I'm trying to get this going. Let us know in the chat. There we go. Oh my goodness me. Oh my goodness me. This is frustrating right now. Only a 6-point game. Okay, maybe that's just not going to work as we currently speak. So let me fix this. Kiwis got this even if they score again. There's still plenty of time, dude. There's still plenty of time. Sam says, I had stream lined up with yours and got screwed by the cutout. Yeah, no, that's all right, Sam. That's fine, dude. But I had to keep it like that. Why does it do it always at the worst time? Like at the quite literal worst time. Still 20-14, 19 minutes to go. 19 minutes to go here. Still 20-14. Ooh, maybe I've got it. Okay, I've got my password right. Beautiful. Okay. Okay, here we go. So hopefully this starts up now. You don't need to apologize for anything. Yeah, but it's still very frustrating. It's still very frustrating. So that's why I do apologize for all the newcomers. This is not usually how it goes. Usually everything is sweet. 18 minutes left now of the game. It's about to come onto my screen here, 9 now. And we're on. Okay, it's back on. Okay, guys, I've got it back and working. Thank you for being patient with me. It is 20-14 to New Zealand. Now 19 minutes to go here of the second half. Oh my gosh, that was stress. Okay, it's back on. D6 says, who do you want to win? Look, realistically, I tipped New Zealand 1-12 and I tipped them 21-20 or 22-20 even. But I think the better result for the actual game of rugby league would be Samoa to win. I think Samoa to win would be a better result for rugby league. But I do think New Zealand win this game. All right, so they're 25 metres out from the line. Crossland gives it to Dylan Brown. Dylan Brown, 15 metres out. Samoa was tied. You can tell. Jasavanga should be 6 again. He should be 6 again there, but they're not going to call it. New Zealand super close to the line here. Super close to the line. They go to the right, cross into Fisher Harris. And Fisher Harris now, he's going to be just 5 metres out from the line. Crossland out the back here to Kieran Foran. Kieran Foran now to Keanu Kenny. Keanu will be 8 metres away from the line, fit tackle. And also, I would love to see Keanu win, and I would also love to see it for Kieran Foran in his last ever game. Out the back here to Kieran Foran. Kieran Foran kicks that ball over to the corner. Okay kick. Knocked back here from New Zealand. They throw it back. It's still alive. 15 metres out. And he hasn't been tackled yet, Chance. He kicks that ball over the top. Where's the ball going to bounce? Drop out coming up. Great kick from Chance. That was a fantastic kick from Chance that keeps New Zealand. Another set. I can't believe they're going to get another set here, to be fair. I can't believe it. It looked like it was dead in the water at the 18, and then they found a way still to come through and receive the dropout here. And Terrell May can't do anything about that, but he was back there ready for it. Samoa, are they going to go short or are they going to go long? It looks like they're going to go short. They do end up going short. Will it go the 10? It will. And no Samoan was even ready for it. It only went 10 metres, and no Samoan was even ready to try and get the grab. All right, so left-hand side, Joseph Tarpany now. He's going to be 5 metres away from the line, 3 metres away from the line. Sam, 16.53, 16.52, 16.51, 16.50. There you go. Left-hand side, Nafahu White. Nafahu White is going to be 5 metres away here from the line. But I'm watching it in reverse because 9 has it in reverse. Out of the right side, Kieran Foran. Fire at the back now, Keanu Kenny. Here's a chance for New Zealand. Tomoko taking it under 5. Good defense from Samoa. Fourth tackle, 5 metres away from the line. They roll it back into Jermaine Sarko, now to Kieran Foran. Kieran Foran gets it across to Fisher Harris, and Fisher Harris taking it out of the 10. Jace Jadsafunga's a liability, dude. Every single tackle he makes is really contentious. Out to Keanu Kenny on fit tackle. They get it across. Britt Nakoro flicks it back to Keanu. They flick it again. New Zealand able to pull the 15. They're playing like it's the last play of the damn world game, and they need to score. Kieran Foran, the 15. He'll look around. He'll get that ball across. Off to Dylan Brown. Dylan Brown here, 15 metres out. Is that going to be a 6 again for New Zealand? Did he get a touch from Samoa? Samoa played the ball. They said no touch from Samoa. So it's going to be Samoa ball at 10. It is going to be Samoa ball at 10. New Zealand might challenge this. Oh, I think he does touch this here, Dean Mariner. I thought he might have. And... oh, maybe not. No, maybe not. This is actually probably just Samoa ball. Maybe not. The ball looks like it does maybe... I don't think you're going to be able to tell. I think that might be a touch from Casey McLean instead, actually. I think Casey McLean maybe touches this, and that's where the deviation comes from. Oh, they are going to say it's off Dean Mariner. I didn't actually think that touched him there, but maybe my eyesight's not good. It is New Zealand ball here. Ooh, that was close. We need a different camera angle. Marcus has taken a drop kick. No way this early, bro. 15, 16 minutes to go. There's no way you take a field goal this early and risk a 7-tackle set. Not this early. You can't think about field goals until you're in the final 10 minutes, and realistically, you can't think about field goals until the last 7 minutes. You risk a 7-tackle set if you miss it, and it's just at 6 points the difference. You're not risking a 7-tackle set at the 20. No way. So left-hand side, Dylan Brown at the back. Keanu Kenny. Keanu will be taking down 9 metres out from the line. First tackle. 15 minutes to go here of the game, of the Pacific Cup, and of the NRL Rugby League season for 2025. They go to the left. He's Papali'i. He'll be taken down to the 5 on second tackle. They roll it back to Casey McLean. McLean off to Dylan Brown. Brown to Fisher Harris. And Fisher Harris is going to be 5 minutes away from the line. Third tackle. Third tackle. 5 metres away. They go to Crossland off to Kieran Foran. Foran now to Nafahu White. Nafahu White is going to be 5 minutes away from the line. Fourth tackle. And Crossland nearly gets over 2 metres out from the line. 2 metres out. They roll it back to Nafahu White off to Kieran Foran. Foran kicks his ball across. Here's a good chance. And knock back. Oh my goodness me. that could have been absolutely horrific for New Zealand, but Dean Marinette nearly intercepts it, knocks on, and New Zealand get a fresh out of 6-0 tackle. Dude, that could have been a tied game from that. That was a wild play. If he holds on to that, he is away and he 100% scores 90 metres out. But it is a knock on, and it's first tackle for the Kiwis, 10 metres away. Nafahu White, 5 metres out. He can't get the pass away. Second tackle now for New Zealand. You've got to go left. You've got numbers galore. Crossland, Kieran Foran. They get it across. Dylan Brown quickly. Bad play. New Zealand ball still to 15. Not a knock on. It's gone backwards. Third tackle for New Zealand, 15 metres out. Third tackle. Zai Papali'i gets it across here to Dylan Brown. Dylan Brown here to Fisher Harris. And Fisher Harris gets the offload away. Dylan Brown. Dylan Brown. Dylan Brown! New Zealand try time! 24-14 with a kick to come. And I don't know if Samoa come back from this now. Oh, they just really kept that pressure on down that left-hand side. And they will score in the corner to make it a 10-point game. And right now, it's looking like New Zealand might be looking at their second Pacific Cup in 3 years. A bounce back from 2024. There's still time here for the Samoans, but right now, they're well and truly on the back foot. And geez, if Dean Mariner was able to hold on to that ball, it would have been a tied game. Instead, now it's about to be a 10-point game with the potential of a 12. Tylen says, Dylan Brown, golden boot. Oh, wow, right-hand side. Fisher Harris, great run, great offload. And then Dylan Brown, he's had a fantastic game here today. And then that pass there to Casey McLean could have easily gone wrong, but he gets it all right, and it's a try time for the Kiwis. And for Life says, of course, the Panthers player scores as an absolute piece of a try. Those boys are built different. But you can't even really say that was Casey McLean. Like, realistically, that was all Dylan Brown from... well, the Eels, but now the Newcastle Knights. Like, I wouldn't be giving all the credit there to Case McLean. Like, the try came off the back of a great flick from Fisher Harris, an ex-Panther and now Warrior, and they get the ball to Dylan Brown. Dylan Brown creates that try absolutely beautifully. Marcus says, I believe in your choice, BKR try time. Yeah, well, it's just like 15 minutes ago, you don't risk the 7-tackle set. If you get it, it's great. If you miss it, it's awful because then they've got 7 tackles from the 20. You've lost the ball, and now they've got an opportunity to score when you could have had the opportunity to make it a 6-pointer. It's just, with 7 minutes to go, yes, not with 15 minutes to go. Durant says, Mariner Thumb did not touch that. I agree. Into the sun. They will miss the kick. So, still a 10-point game here, folks. Still a 10-point game. Dylan Brown has played more good games for the Kiwis than he did all year with the Eels. Yes, I would agree. But also look at the talent that Kiwis have to offer comparatively. Still a fair amount of time left. There's still 12 minutes and 20 seconds to go here, lads. Still time. There is still time here for a Samoa win. If you want Samoa to win, you've got to hit that thumbs up button. That's what you got to do. You got to hit that thumbs up button. You got to smash it in, baby. That's what you got to do. 12 minutes left. And Samoa going for the short-ish kickoff. Oh! Samoa got the short kickoff. And they're at the 10. They're 10 minutes away from the line. Jerome Luai, well done. Kiwis on the back foot now. And it's going to be Brian To'o. And To'o is now 5 minutes out. What a play from Luai to catch that ball. Here we go. 5 meters away. They give it across in Francis Molo. If they score here, well and truly game back on. Third tackle, 4 meters out. Benai Uwello. Uwello gets it across now to Jerome Luai. Luai underneath here to Jaden Suwa. Suwa, 5 meters out. Fourth tackle. Wow, what a play from Luai. They go to the right, out the back of Payne Haas. Haas to Jerome Luai. Luai gets it across now. Isaac Tungo. Ooh, arguably high tackle. They're not going to call it. It is going to be a 6 again. It is going to be 6 again for Samoa. 15 metres out now. And Simi Sasangi, he's going to be 10 metres away from the line. It's only a 10-point game. It is only a 10-point game. Second tackle, 9 metres away. It's going to be Francis Molo. Francis Molo, 3 metres away from the line. Third tackle. 11 minutes and 13 seconds to go. Iowelu gets it out the back of Luai. Luai, quick tap on. To'o knocks it backwards at the 20. And he's going to get this. He's going to push off Nakora, dearie me. Fourth tackle, 15 metres away. Fourth tackle. They go to the right. Jerome Luai gives it across to Terrell May. And Terrell May is just going to run this ball straight to the 10, to the 8, What can they do here? Fit tackle. You need a repeat set or something. Oh, score a try! Try! I don't know. Oh, 6 again. 6 again for Samoa. No try, but 1 meter out. 6 again. Oh my gosh. A full set of 6 coming up for Samoa. Again, Trump may barge over. Barge over. Oh no. Instead he goes to Jerome Luai. Luai over the top to Brian To'o. To'o stops at the 9. This is a crazy finish to this game. 10 minutes to go of the game, guys. Hit that like button and subscribe. Roger Tuivasa-Shecky scrolls the field. He gets the ball he gets the offload to Uelu. They go quickly to the right-hand side. They got numbers. Isaac Tungo knocked back from the Kiwis, and that was not the play from Tungo. That was such a dumb play, bro. On what, second tackle? On second tackle to pass that ball there is outrageous from Isaac Tungo. That is an outrageous play. That is not the play, dude. Hold your composure here, man. It was like second tackle and you're trying the flick pass with plenty of plays around. Yeah, Luai getting that kickoff was amazing. But I cannot believe we've just seen that pass from Isaac Tungo. Sean says, sensational game and call. Yeah, no, fantastic game and appreciate you for tuning in. We're just waiting here. There's an injury to Dean Mariner. Oh, shoulder to the head. It's accidental. There's not going to be a bin or a penalty because of this, surely. And there's also a head clash with Francis Molo as well. Well, guys, 9 minutes 55 to go here. There's a bit of a stoppage in play, which will help out the Kiwis a lot. Or help out both teams, really. Help out both teams here. Just get a little bit of a breather going. There's still time. Yeah, just the head clash there. I guess Molo... Wait, where's the head clash with Molo? Oh, the head clash must have come from Isaiah Papali'i. But Dean Mariner gets hit in the head there by Dylan Brown. He can't penalise either there. Vote to you, baby. Get around, Fiji. Get around. And for life, so that's incidental. Shouldn't be a penalty. It's not going to be. Dean Mariner will have to come off the field, but also so will Francis Molo. Wait, Simi Sasangi too. Damn, Samoa are getting just pieced apart by HIAs right now. They won't come back. Dean Mariner and Simi Sasangi won't come back. I'm here, but I'm not Samoa. I'm just watching it for my Samoan husband. Well, there's still a chance. There's still 9 minutes 55, but just passes from Isaac Tungo like that was not great. Nick Hill says, damn, these internationals have been tough. Well, we'll talk about the international season on Tuesday. I've got a Payne Haas video coming out tomorrow. But we're going to talk about how the international season can still be improved on Tuesday. This has been an incredible game, though. This has been the game of the... Well, the only good games from the international season this year has been from New Zealand Samoa. New Zealand Samoa week 1 was great. New Zealand Samoa in the finals has been great. Everything else has been really average. So Moses Leota, he's going to get this ball third tackle to the 20. So if Samoa can keep him down here in their own 30, geez, Tarpany nearly lost that ball. They're going to be 30 minutes out, fourth tackle. They really need to keep him down here as heavy as they can. Fisher Harris to the 40. They need a miracle here, Samoa. They just need one little opportunity to go their way. They go to the right, and Kieran Foran, in his last ever 10 minutes of rugby league, he'll give it to Brian To'o, and To'o now he's going to run this ball back hard to the 33. At least they've got a good platform here. No, they don't. They've lost 5 meters. They've lost 7 meters. They're back at the 25. First tackle. Yeah, they're running out of troops. They're running out of time. I agree with the commentary there. Simi Sasangi taking it out of the 28. Nehemiah says, smash that live, people. Come on. Exactly right, Nehemiah. Jerome Luai, left-hand side, Jaden Sewer. And Jaden Sewer gets the offload away. They need stuff like that. Payne Haas. They need a chance to the arm now, Samoa. Payne Haas pushes it. He pushes off 1. He pushes off 2. And then we take it out to the 30 on third tackle. It's starting to get a little bit worrying now, Samoa. They get to Junior Polo. And Junior Polo is going to be at the 40. Fourth tackle. And the referee is calling time off. And Francis Molo now comes off. They lost Simi Sasangi. They lost Francis Molo. They lost Murray Talangi early in the game. They also just lost Dean Mariner. Geez, Samoa are losing all their players right now. Why are they playing If You're Happy and You Know It on the PA? If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. What the hell is this happening? What are we doing in the PA system at Commbank Stadium? I know Parramatta Eels have an IQ of 12, but we don't need to cater to Parramatta Eels fans right now. This is Samoa versus New Zealand. So we're going to go to the left-hand side here. Samoa off to Jerome Luai. They kicked him through. Oh, Samoa taking down the 40. Dean Mariner will be out for the rest of the game. He won't come back. Great little cheeky play there from Samoa. Luai, it's fit tackle. It's fit tackle. It goes backwards. They're out to the left. They give it to Brian back onto the inside. And what the hell was that, Samoa? I get you got a chance the arm, but why go short side play there when the New Zealanders had plenty of players there? Put the kick up high and try and force the pressure. No, it is 26-14. The Kiwis will take the 2 and lead by 12. Connection crashing out because of Klein. Fair enough, Tylen. But it is 26-14. Guys, refresh the stream. I am back live now. Just make sure, just let me know that we are back underway. Jeez, my eye's gone red because I've been scratching it. At Fiji Internet, it always starts lagging in the evening. Yeah, unfortunately, it is, well, it's not usually like this, but right now we're having a few issues and whatnot. We're back. Yeah, refresh the stream. Refresh it and it should be good to go. Oh boy, this is incredibly frustrating. We back on? Are we back on? This is actually insane. I can't see anything right now. Now it's 30-14. Game's over, lads. Well, sorry that the entire stream has been ruined on the final game of the season. Oh my God. I can't see absolutely anything right now. I'm back apparently. Well, I can't even watch the game. I can't even watch the game. Well, New Zealand are up 30-14, and that, my friends, is the game. That, my friends, is the game with 3.5 minutes left here. I'm just going to have to watch the rest of the game with you guys here. I'm just going to have to watch it with you guys in the chat. What better way? I'm going to take this off too. It's actually getting quite hot right now. What a better way to finish off the season. Jeez, I do look like I'm blazed because I've been scratching my eye. Jeez, what a jacket, but what a jacket. Well, Samoa, you gave it a crack. And Samoa fans or just people watching the stream who are new here, this is not usually how the streams go, but unfortunately, something's going wrong with everything today. So, but we are doing our best. A good work, Kiwis. My neighborhood was way too loud earlier. Oh boy, I'm going to try and see if I can get it started back up again. Of course, everything just decides to go wrong now. I don't know if anything's going. I actually don't even know. That and everything's happening right now. We can't watch the game. And now I'm trying to get it up on an illegal stream website. And 2.5 minutes to go. We are going to get clocked on, and it is going to be another try. It's 34-14 New Zealand with 2.5 minutes to go. New Zealand will score just as the game comes back on. Yeah, shits the bed for the last 20 minutes. Nice way for him and his career. Yep, try time there for New Zealand. It is now 34-14. With the kick to come, New Zealand are going to be your Pacific Cup champs. And look, Samoa gave it a good fight in the first half, but just couldn't hold out in the second half. And the Kiwis, just too strong here this year. Just too strong. Angie says, fireworks going, we're celebrating. Yep. Good luck. Samoans will have a good night tonight regardless. Hey, we'll have a big night tonight regardless. Have a good evening. I'm out. Mate. It is death. Chi-Hu. Thank you, Michael. Now, I appreciate you guys for an incredible Rugby League season. We will obviously be back and streaming every Rugby League game next year, plus also the Super League too, mind you. We've got a big, massive year in 2025. We are going to be streaming the Ashes cricket throughout this off-season. Plus, we've got a video coming out tomorrow, video coming out on Tuesday. We're going to video every day. There is no stream. So if you love your Rugby League content, regardless of whether it be NRL, whether it be international, whether it be anything, we're just going to be getting through this off-season by putting out some videos and stuff. So appreciate you guys for shooting in for a fantastic year of Rugby League. There is 2 minutes left of this game. It is 34-14. Well, there's a minute left of this game now. Get around you, Kieran. Cheers for the streams. Yeah, big year. Yeah, big year. Final game of the season. Getting emotional, lads. Can't believe it's over. It is all over. Mr. Dasmate, 36-14 for New Zealand. Minute 40 to go. Happy for Fozza. I'll see you for the Ashes. Yeah, we'll see you guys. Well, tomorrow I've got videos coming out, so put your post notifications on. But definitely next week, it's going to be huge banter and a great time zone for us all day. Every day we'll be live for. I'm going to move this computer to a different room in the house because this room is just obviously not good. It's obviously not good. Foz was a real 7 to the game. Yeah, you gotta love the Foz. Thank you for everything, Fozza. Thank you for everything, Fozza. Great 7 for the Titans. A great 7 for Manly. Warriors. New Zealand. Just everywhere, mate. Beautiful, man. Big out sport, you're a legend now, Aussie brother. Love you, man. Appreciate you, Nehemiah. Appreciate you, brother. Cheers for another season, Mr. Sport Travel. Thank you very much, Mr. Mate does. Darren, Mitchell. Jared Choice has sucked in Samoa. Well, there's Jared Choice saying that too. Minute after go. Clippy Wooden says, love to work, Blaze. Glad I found the channel. You're an absolute asset for the NRL fan community. Appreciate it, man. We're always cracking on. There is about 1 minute left to go of the rugby league season. Thanks. We watched you all season up the wires. Get around here, Angie. The Wires gave it a crack this year. Unfortunately, in the top 8, they just couldn't get it going when it came to the crunch of it all. Is this a repeat as game 1 points? No, Noel. The first game was 24-18 to New Zealand. This is 36-14. So, no, New Zealand have scored more points but conceded less points so far. Fear! Getting around New Zealand 2026. Watch this. Yeah, we'll be live for all 2026. It's going to be huge. World Cup next year too. Guys, next year, I reckon we can get 50k subscribers. I reckon we can get another 10k next year for sure, because the World Cup is going to be massive. We're going to be here for the entire NRL. We've got the State of Origin. We'll have the Super League. Deary me, next year's going to be huge. We're not going to even bloody sleep. We won't even be able to damn well sleep. My goodness me. We will not even be able to sleep. All right, Samoa, right-hand side. They'll knock that ball on. 9 seconds to go here. 7 seconds left. Nikhil says hit the like and subscribe if you're new here. Exactly right. 2 seconds, 1 second, and that, my friends, will be all she wrote, son. New Zealand are your champions. They are your champions for 2025 Pacific Cup. Samoa, you gave it a good fight, but unfortunately just weren't able to get the job done in the end overall. But guys, I'm going to jump off for now. Like I said, tomorrow there's going to be a video talking about R360, Payton Haas, and the likes, so put your notification bell on. Thumbs up, subscribe. Appreciate you guys for a fantastic 2025 season. It's been a huge year, lots of banter, lots of laughs, and we'll be all the way through the off season and then big year next year, like I was just saying. But all right, guys, I appreciate you, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. See ya.